Yo, what's up, everyone? This is episode 79 of the Blurred Podcast. As always, we have Green Tuner.
Hello.
Greencast.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Dark Side.
Oh, yo.
And myself, the Ed Underground Bay. How you guys doing?
Hey, doing all right.
Doing all right, man.
Good.
Doing all right.
Good.
Wow, Ed. We were supposed to start like half hour ago. What happened, man?
I jumped on at the time that it was posted.
Okay.
I actually asked when is it happening before it was posted.
And the funny thing is that when we posted it,
he did jump on.
Yeah, he jumped on. Yeah,
He jumped on.
Yeah, I jumped on as soon as it was posted.
Half hour later. Well, no,
False.
he jumped on.
Completely false.
Well, no. Okay, let's be fair. He jumped on, and then pretty much was playing with his camera for 30 minutes. Somehow zooming in and out of his Xbox controller for whatever reason, and then he finally shows up. So
my camera worked before your camera worked, correct?
No, my camera.
Was
he
on
just had his lens
on.
I have my lens off. There's a
Yes. No. You have your icon. When your lens is off, that means you see a black screen.
Right.
But when your camera's not on at all,
but the thing is, when you
literally 2 clicks to get on. Wait,
not even 2 clicks.
My camera was active first before yours.
No.
Okay, I guess chronologically, yes, but that's not what we're discussing.
Yeah,
I was prepared.
Backward, like an alternate reality. The three of us are witnesses to this. You cannot talk.
So you are witnesses to that. My camera was on before Creamcast's camera was on.
Your camera was on.
Okay. Can we talk about something?
20 minutes.
Boom.
Can we talk about something though?
Boom.
Okay. Who does all the setup for the stream?
I used to do all the setup for the stream.
And guess what? Our streams were ass. Now with me,
my computer is not as powerful because I'm not a PC person.
It doesn't matter. You can have a MacBook and still be able to stream. There's people that do that.
My MacBook is not as powerful as well.
Yeah, we know. It's from you got that big ass, the Mac that we used to have in our computer in school with the big ass in the back. It was just one screen. It was just a screen with a big ass back to it. Yeah, we understand that. What we're saying is that ultimately I was able to set up everything. I didn't have my camera on because I was setting up everything. And as soon as you said, "Hey, all right, we're ready."
But whose camera's on first?
We said we're ready.
Whose camera's on first?
Once again, you're not even.
Whose camera was on first?
Can I answer this question?
Sure.
Technically,
my camera's on
first. It was covered. The camera was covered. So
my camera's on. The camera's not covered because I saw the icon. That means that the camera's not even active. When a camera's covered, you see a black screen, which I had.
So you're saying the difference is that when we're about to start and we say, "Hey, Creamcast, you gotta turn your camera on." And I click a button. Did it take me 20 minutes to click a button?
Haters gonna hate.
See,
my camera's on first.
Ed, let me ask you. Let me just ask you a simple question. What time is it Central Standard Time right now?
Central, 9:57.
Okay.
Yes, I jumped on when the link was active.
Okay.
Yes.
How long
my camera was on before a Creamcast camera. Yes.
It was not.
Yes, it was.
Dude.
Yes, it was.
Okay.
Yes, it was.
Well, anyway.
You saw me playing with the camera with the control and everything, meaning my camera was on.
But you couldn't hear anything?
Like I said, it was on. And I muted myself because I don't want you guys to hear me figure around with the camera.
Why were you figuring out? Why didn't you do that at 9:00?
I used my camera as a phone.
It doesn't answer my question. Why didn't you?
Did you answer my question? Whose camera was on first, mine or Creamcast? Mine was, because you saw my controller, blah, blah, blah. His camera was not active because you saw his icon. Winner, chicken dinner. Boom.
So
baby.
What Ed's arguing is chronologically, he was
ready,
turning his camera on or had it ready, technically, chronologically, before Creamcast had his on. But that's what we're discussing. It took you over 20 minutes.
No, it did not.
It did. It took you over 20 minutes for you to actually jump on.
You sent the link at, let's see. I used my phone to actually see the times. I asked.
Little by little, Ed's looking more and more like Sway. He keeps getting a bigger hat every.
Oh, that's because my hat is more up. I asked at 9:34, are we doing the pod tonight?
Okay, and I sent the link out. What time?
Hold on. Then Green Tuner said, I think so. And then Darkseid said, give a GIF, please stand by.
Hilarious.
And then
yes.
you sent the link.
The greatest.
Then you sent the link.
Yes.
And then I jumped on.
And guess who
And
was
then I
on?
jumped
So
on.
actually, technically,
And my
I
camera
was the
on
first
first.
one to jump on because I'm the one that sends links. So I'm automatically
Well,
already on.
that's
Second of all, then
that
it was Green Tuner
you
and
lost.
Darkseid.
You
Green Tuner and
lost.
Darkseid was on, and then you got on last.
Winner, chicken dinner.
Yeah,
I
guys,
got
what
on
you guys?
as soon as you
No, you didn't.
popped the link. Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't.
Whether it
Green
takes
Tuner and
maybe a
Darkseid.
second
Green
to
Tuner and Darkseid.
activate or a minute to
Did
activate, I
was
jumped
Ed
on once the
Underground
link it was
on
active.
with us when we were just the three of us?
Boom.
No.
Absolutely not.
Of course you're
Exactly.
gonna
No.
say no.
Absolutely
Unless
not.
Ed decides to send $5 my way,
haters
then I'll change
gonna
Yeah, send the
hate.
$5.
my answer.
I will
Haters
up,
gonna
I will
hate.
up that by 1 cent.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, so sorry guys.
Anyways, we're
late.
starting half hour later.
More
than we
haters when you
wanted
get to the top.
Yeah, because of the dark.
What's up?
What top?
Like,
What are you talking about?
I don't know what it's on about now. I feel like the
what
the
top
hat,
have you reached?
Yeah, the only top
Always
he's
on the
reached
top.
is the height of his damn hat that he has on. It just gets it just gets higher and higher for whatever reason. The hair is not even getting higher. It's just the hat just gets higher. Whatever. I think
That's because I don't have the hat like tucked down at the beginning, at the back.
Dude, it's still huge.
it's still
Yeah, it's
massive.
a big hat.
When are you
Yeah.
getting your hair fixed?
Once again, when my sister comes into town,
When's that supposed to happen?
for the retwist. I'm not saying.
Nice. I could just I could taste it now.
Not gonna happen. But anyways, winner, chicken
Damn.
dinner, boom,
I know,
baby.
Green Tuner. Like we just got to. I mean, we got to play rock paper scissors. Who's gonna go first?
Yeah.
We both are in love with Ed's sister. It's just something that I don't know. It's just something about Ed's sister. It's just
funny thing is,
all the
she doesn't even know you
females
guys exist.
Oh, she knows me.
That's
exist.
fine.
No.
I know
That's
she's-
half. I mean, that's half the surprise. I mean, we're gonna show. So I mean, it is what it is. But yeah. So I mean, how's you guys' week though? You guys have been having a chill week thus far?
Yeah, good so far.
Good.
Darkseid.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Pretty good.
Good.
Pretty laid back.
Hey, Underground, how about you?
Not bad.
Anyways, so man, my
Winner, chicken dinner, boom, me.
So anyhow, no, it's been a pretty chill week. So I don't know, has it been like super cold where you guys are at? Like literally went from 70 degrees just like last week. Now we're in the 30s every single day. It's so fucking weird.
That's what's happening here.
You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
warm, and tonight is fucking cold outside.
Yeah, it's like I'm like, dude,
It'll
was
snow
50
some
degrees
days
today.
and then it'll be warm. It's fucking
like I had to drive into work today, and
yeah.
like the wind was so heavy. It was literally pushing my car like from lane to lane. It was absolutely ridiculous. And it's like it's super cold. So like luckily today I was able to park really close to the building, able to get in. But man, yeah, I'm not a fan. Since I'm mostly in the house, I don't have to ever deal with the cold. Like I'm not with this, man. This damn temperature change.
It's the damn Chinese balloons.
It really is. It's like what's that movie? Geothermal or whatever. It was the one where they used the weather balloons to change the weather. I think Gerard Butler was in there or something like that.
That's not a movie, man. That's happening.
That's
in
real
reality.
life.
Yeah.
that's
Totally,
real life.
that's-
That's
Well,
yeah, exactly.
the crazy thing.
The movie was a documentary, apparently.
Yeah, well, apparently Russia is trying to stop us from changing the weather. They shot down a drone over the Black Sea recently, so maybe everybody's
African American Sea, please.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry, African American Sea. Try to be politically correct. Thank you. Luckily, this is not Batman History Month because man, that would not be tolerated. Not be tolerated.
Close
A little too close for comfort, sir. A little too close for comfort. But yeah, so I mean, what news has been going on this week? I don't think anything major has happened.
Well, I know the Suicide Squad was delayed, right? Again.
Oh man, is anybody surprised by that?
Was it confirmed though?
Yes, confirmed and delayed indefinitely.
Indefinitely, seriously?
I believe that was the wording, delayed indefinitely, right?
That ban?
I believe so. Well,
Holy
I mean,
moly.
when your general reaction is universally then you got to go back to the drawing board big time. So here's what I don't know. No amount of delay can fundamentally fix the problems that I was looking at.
The core gameplay.
The core game is like Suicide Squad guys shooting guns.
Fortnite.
So I don't know what they can tweak in this game to make it different. Now we will see some tweaks coming down the pipe, but I have no idea what they can do. I mean, functionally, the game looks fine. It just doesn't look interesting.
Yes.
And what
is Bandito Mac still lurking?
Yeah, he's probably.
Because he would be the one to know. Yeah, he would be the one to know if this is like just adding things or they're retooling or redoing like entire sections of a game.
Well, you gotta think about these like AAA games, right? Like these AAA games take years to make. So this is not like a
quick fix.
Yeah, this is not like, hey, I just grabbed Unreal Engine, made a quick little demo, slapped it on some assets and kept it pushing. This is, a full blown game. Now, this is Rocksteady now. Like Rocksteady normally does very well for their games. So the fact that they are struggling with this purple circle simulator is kind of concerning because it's just more of the Warner Brother DC just pipeline of shit.
That's what it feels like, right? Like it's them just telling them like, oh, this is what we want.
Yeah, like this sounds cool. I would not be surprised if some like old guy was sitting there playing the game like, woo, this is fun. Like never played video games before. Like last game he played was Super Mario Brothers, and was like, oh man, this is a fun game. Not knowing like, hey, for a next gen title, this is not it.
It's like the fighting game that they had, Warner Brothers. That thing's pretty much done for, right?
Yeah, that was done some time ago.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Brothers it seems like they're really trying. Yeah, the Smash Brothers. It seems like they're just trying to do clones and clones and clones.
So I don't think there's been an official I don't think they've officially said anything, but the article from Bloomberg is written by a guy named Jason Schreier, and he's like a legend in video game journalism. So you could pretty much guarantee it is true. But I don't think they've come out with their like tail between their legs and said, shucks, sorry, we suck. You know what I mean? I'm sure they're, like I said, they're in the spin zone right now trying to reword what this delay, like, oh, guys, we need to, due to some kind of wording instead of just them saying, you guys hate the game, so we need to work on it. So I'm sure they're strategically going to announce that at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's pretty much guaranteed.
Yeah, they did say this is definitely delayed. Well, from I'm looking at the same Bloomberg article. It's pretty much indefinitely delayed. So I'm not surprised that this is happening. It just seems like this is pretty much what we assumed was going to happen, which sucks because I mean this game looks beautiful. The game itself looks great, like the graphics and everything else. The content is just not there, and I mean, it just sucks that it gets to this point. Like, where are the beta testers? Not the alpha testers? Where are the people coming, like, who are reviewing this game?
It's not even alpha, beta. I'm sure, like, the game functions fine. It's in the conception stage that this game fell apart. Yeah. I mean, it's the train left the station a long time ago, and that was the time to adjust. So, like, I mean, you look at the wording, delayed indefinitely. It's not even delayed to fix QA issues or any other. It's like delayed, and they don't know what to do here. And I feel really bad for them because I don't know. I mean, obviously you release it, you make the best out of it, you release it, you reintroduce it. Maybe they reach out to a whole bunch of gamers and say, how do we make this better? How do we make this more enticing? I'm sure I hope they're trying to figure that out. But the game is done, like we said. I mean, I just don't know what this means. It's really weird.
No, it is a weird situation to be in. I would not want to be in that room. I would not want to be in that room when they were having the discussion about this game. Like imagine being like the game director, and then after the initial review of and just the audience feedback of this game, like I assume they probably had a bad couple days for sure. Just the whole development team, like you've worked on this game. I'm assuming it's not maybe a passion project, but I mean it's a project nonetheless that you're expected as.
Their last game was Arkham Knight. This is consumed their lives for a long time.
Well,
right?
Arkham Knight came out what, like 2015, 16?
A lot, yeah, I don't know, a long time ago. This has been this is rock steady. They have the money and time to slowly put out a game at their leisure, and this was the game. So they've been working on it a long. Now, remember, there was a lot of rumors. I believe they're working on Superman game, and this kind of reformed into this game. But I mean, hey, the studio that did Gotham Knights, the game, which connected to something we'll talk about later today.
Yeah.
But that studio, because of the bad reception that game got, for the same reason this game is getting a little bit of heat, the games as a service model, they quickly announced that they're starting work on a Batman solo title. So their main job, they had one job, and it was to do the Batman solo game. And they put out Gotham Knights. So I guess they wised up. People want Batman. People want to play as Batman. People want an Arkham game. I can't think of an easier win than just make another. I don't want them to make another Arkham game, but game assets and game development is getting to a point where you can make Arkham City, again, but bigger, more detailed, more dynamic, with technology. It's the possibilities are endless, like GTA level Arkham.
Yeah, it's funny. It's like Rocksteady, went from GTA, right? No, was that Rocksteady? No, that's not Rocksteady. Rockstar. Okay, that's why I'm getting confused. Rocksteady. Yeah. What all have they worked on? I know it was like Arkham.
Rocksteady?
Yeah, what else have they worked on?
Rocksteady, just Arkham games.
Is it just
Arkham? Remember, for a long time, there was the rumor that they're working on the Ninja Turtles game in the style of Arkham. Remember, that was around for a long time. And can you imagine? That would have been so good. Like them running around New York City, Arkham City style, like taking on foot soldiers and various bosses. Eating pizza, as turtles do.
But the funny thing is like looking back at like their history. Okay, so they've done all the Arkham, Batman Arkham Asylum pretty much games. When this is like your one bread and butter, you can't fuck up, right? Like you can't mess up on these type of games. You have to be very deliberate. You have to be very deliberate in what you're offering, but it has to be something that is new and refreshing. You have to refresh what you do. Arkham Asylum, Arkham, Knight, Arkham City, all these Arkham games are relatively the same, but it was a formula that worked. It was a formula that people loved. They experimented with some of the open world scenarios. It really was just a great game overall, a great series overall. I just feel like with this, they relied too heavily on what they already know, and instead of really innovating it per se, they just kind of ditch some of the things that make games fun. Shooting guns for, let's say this game goes for 30 hours, right? That's not fun. Just shooting straight guns for 30 hours. You got to add something more to it. So I just hope that ultimately Rocksteady goes back to the drawing board as much as they can. I mean, this is a finished game at this point. It looks like.
Yeah.
I hope
done.
Yeah, this is done. So hopefully they can go back to the drawing board and really spend. I hope they don't do like a Cyberpunk where they go back 6 months. Like I want them hey, spend another year or two working on this game.
Ooh.
And that's brutal.
What's the space exploration game?
No Man's Sky.
Starfield.
No Man's Sky. That's what you want them to. No Man's Sky. This game.
Well, see what? Okay, so funny thing. No Man's Sky now. People really love the game.
Yeah, now it's good.
Now it's good.
It's finished.
Yeah, it's finished. And that's the funny thing. Like when it came out, it wasn't finished. It felt like what everybody said.
I mean, it was like a it was like a demo when it came out.
Well, it's kind of like I don't know if you guys are how familiar you guys are with Steam products, but like Steam, like you can play out a game and call it early access, and some games will be in early access for years. And early access is supposed to be a game. It's supposed to be a game that just comes out.
Dota.
Like Dota. Like something like that. So it's supposed to be like a game that comes out. It's supposed to be a like a demo, and then they're supposed to approve on it like shortly afterwards. But some games just stay in early access in perpetuity. So at that time, it's just kind of like, what do we have here? But it's a game that's constantly evolving.
If they do the latest game, I think it'll only be because they want to take off that always online feature. I think that kind of rubbed everyone that was excited for this game, rubbed them the wrong way.
It's too early. Like we're not at
to speak of.
We're not at a point where always online is a thing. Like that's crazy. You know, you kind of think of it as kind of crazy because most people are always connected to the internet, but at the same time, like we're just not at that point yet. Always online is probably not going to take off for at least another like maybe 10 years until we get into like
it'll take a while
until we get into like real cloud gaming where you have to be online. There's going to be there's no benefit to it right now, especially if you bought a Xbox or a PlayStation that is a disc version. Those are the type of people that don't want to be online 24/7. That's why the whole point you buy physical media, so you can play it in your spare time, not be connected to the internet. You don't have to be. You have options. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, I just feel like I'd rather have I'd rather have Suicide Squad be released in a year or two, get kind of revamped a little bit, and then added features to it where not online, like like Ed brought up a good point, like not online because that rubs people the wrong way. But then, like if you want the updated game, you want the updated content, then you obviously because they're doing Battle Pass, that's what's going to happen anyways. Then they continue to upgrade it and make it better over time. So that's what I'm hoping that they will do. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I really hope they don't do a Cyberpunk. Be like, yeah, the game's fucked. It's gold, but we're gonna submit it, 3 months from now, and it just turns to a total shit show. Because Cyberpunk still hasn't. I don't think the game has even came back from that. I don't know.
No, it's actually came back.
No, I'm saying I'm talking like the hype for it. Like I haven't heard many people talking about like after the whole fiasco with Cyberpunk. I haven't heard anybody come back and say, "Man, I played it now. It's the most greatest game ever," and the Russia players are coming back. I feel like that initial release kind of sets the tone.
Yeah, it set the tone, and I think they had a DLC with Idris Elba. Did that come out yet? Remember?
That's not out yet. It's still in development.
So maybe that'll be the thing that brings people back.
Well, no, around the time that the anime or the Netflix TV show came out, it was announced. Now, this is from IGN that the Cyberpunk game, what do you call it?
Game of the year.
Not game of the year.
Okay.
But people are like coming back on Cyberpunk because of the anime that was on Netflix. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard that was actually pretty good.
I heard it was good too. I haven't seen it yet, but from everyone that has like watched it, they said only good things about it.
No. Well, but I don't think that's translated to people jumping back on the game.
No, people jump back. Yeah.
Well, I think it doesn't translate directly to sales. It helps a little bit, but I don't think like the initial hype of Cyberpunk when it first was announced and came out. I remember Cyberpunk back in like 2012.
Oh, it was everywhere.
Yeah, fucking Cyberpunk was like everybody was raving that it's going to be the next damn thing, and it was just a CG trailer. Then when Cyberpunk came out, what?
Well, especially after they released The Witcher 3, which was basically a masterpiece when it comes to video games.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
People had like their hopes were sky high.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think that with Cyberpunk, the hype was there until it came out, and then people were like, "Fuck, this game is absolute shit," because of all the performance issues. And then after that, like Cyberpunk seemed like a game that should have. Well, from what I initially heard, I heard that didn't they say they had like years upon years of like DLC planned for this game, like a decade worth of DLC. Like no one's looking out for it. Yeah, no one's looking out for it. No one really cares for it as much as the initial hype. And once that game crashed, it's just like people will play it, of course, but no one's excited for it. I just don't want that to happen to Suicide Squad because Suicide Squad does look like a really fun game. But I feel like if they release it right now, it's going to crash. People are going to forget about it and so forth. So spend the extra year or two, get everything perfect, or at least get everything to a point where people are not going to shit on the game day one and push it out. Because from what I see, a lot of people are not going to get this game just because of the online feature and then 2, the game looks like a purple circle simulator, shooting
Yep.
simulator. So we'll see. But talking about Suicide Squad and talking about DC, there was an announcement from Zack Snyder Darkseid that you had put out. You showed us, which thank you. I didn't see that. I love all things Zack Snyder. I pretty much worship
You say
the ground.
Sex Snyder?
Sex Snyder, and
Sex
he's
Snyder,
not
yes.
wrong.
I mean,
Yeah.
hey, like, come on, like you wouldn't sex Zack Snyder?
What?
You heard
No,
me.
I thought you heard. I thought you said Sex
You-
Snyder.
You heard me.
That's
Kurt.
what he just said.
Yeah, just
you
said
wouldn't
it.
sex
Snyder.
Zack Snyder.
Yeah,
Did he stutter?
I did not stutter.
So what's the
prefer
answer,
Z-
bitch?
I prefer Zack Snyder, but go on.
Okay, well, you
Oh,
call
so
him.
you would for Zack Snyder?
Yeah.
No, I said I
but-
prefer Zack Snyder.
No,
but
it's
go on.
sex.
I know.
What?
I prefer sex with Zack Snyder.
Mhm.
I do not.
Sex
All right,
Snyder.
let's move forward here.
No, let's keep on this topic.
So let's
Can't be
keep talking,
cop-outed.
okay?
Yeah, just
All right.
keep talking. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
hands are
What?
disappearing.
Oh,
But there was an announcement
Look.
from Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder came out with an announcement saying, pretty much, what was it? He gave us some dates. Darkseid, can you talk about that more?
I mean, it's just a vague. He's teasing Darkseid. What can I say? he's teasing something related to the Zack Snyder Darkseid. And he gave us a series of dates. I don't have the dates, but it's like 3.
It's probably gonna be comic books.
Yeah, the theory out there is Zack Snyder's been given his chance to complete his story through DC Comics. That's
comics,
the theory. Yeah.
That makes the most sense. They're not gonna sink millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars to make a movie.
Never know.
Well,
Never know. But
How do you
anyways,
think
it's something to do
James
with
Gunn would
Darkseid.
feel about that? I'm just asking.
James Gunn. The rumor on
He
the
liked
street
it.
is that James Gunn is on board with with the Snyderverse.
Him completing. So what would
no,
it be?
no.
he loved it.
He liked the Snyderverse. I don't know if he's on board with
board
bringing
with
it
it.
back.
Oh, well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah. Could you imagine like Warner Brothers comes back, it's like, okay, on top of the movies you're making, we're gonna make another movie just for Zack Snyder to complete his
No,
vision.
but I can see this is like a crazy idea, but I could see like his Darkseid from that series becoming the Darkseid threat in like maybe using a bridge, the multiverse bridge. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
That sounds cool. I mean, you know what I mean?
How cool would that be?
You know what? If they can
cool.
bring that dark side specifically, which was so fucking cool, I'd be 100% down for that.
How cool would it be is that if the vision that we saw of the mother box of that Cyborg has saw.
Oh, that was the real fate of the Snyderverse.
That was the real fate of the Snyderverse.
Yeah, that would be cool.
And then that's what he saw. And then somehow they did the multiverse where Darkseid comes through, and then we get glimpses of that universe.
The Snyderverse, in the new movie.
Yes,
like the new Justice League sees that reality.
Yeah, that's the
and
reality.
How they failed. Yeah, that would be cool. That'd be cool.
So
idea.
Awesome.
DC, call us. Please.
DC,
all right. Well, again, we're theory crafting stuff that will not happen.
No, but the thing
it's good ideas though.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, this is so easy to do and be such a win for DC. Like, people would fucking come everywhere come from everywhere to see this movie, because I mean,
be a bukkake at every theater.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would be a major problem.
It would. I mean, that would be probably number one superhero movie. Like, if they did Justice League that did that, that's game over for Marvel for sure. People would love that. Absolutely. Because, Marvel has
such a fucking cool dark side.
That was a cool, because Marvel still has that whole, like, Thanos wasn't really like oh shit, like, bad guy, right? He didn't instill fear into you. He's just like, I'm just taking over, blah, blah, blah. But you had Darkseid over here, like, stepping on his damn uncle's head and breaking his horn, and like that's a super villain that we need.
Yeah, there was a lot more potential in Snyder's Darkseid. Like there was a lot of like, all the engines were revving and ready to go, and you felt it. And with Thanos, it was like, he could be cool, but we won't know until he gets unleashed. But with right out the gate, Darkseid, when he's standing on this throne with his army and his his minions, it was just like, he's ready to go. He's ready to go.
Yeah.
Just make him a little thicker. That was my only complaint.
What?
Yeah, make him. Yeah, I can see that.
Make him a little thicker. He was too athletic.
He looked like LeBron James.
Yeah.
Darkseid?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the movie he was. Yeah, I want him to be like tanky, like in the comics.
Yeah, like Kirby drew him like very wider. He drew him wider.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah, make him into a tank, like an absolute monster, a beast. Yeah, because in the comic books and then
hit the gym, Darkseid.
Yeah, Darkseid. What the fuck you doing, bro?
You gotta put on. He's got to get on. He's got to get on diet. He's got to build muscle mass,
bro. Like he looks too natty, man.
He looks like Ed Underground right now.
Yeah,
he's too natty.
Yeah,
he needs a little more
Darkseid, right?
Yeah.
Are we?
Are we?
Are we?
Are we?
The Darkseid definitely needs to get on some PEDs. Like we need to definitely beef him
roids.
Up.
Get him started on roids, please.
Yeah, whatever all the movie stars do to get jacked, that's what he needs to get on.
Yep. Yeah, I like how every time they interview movie stars, obviously they're all on fucking steroids, but they always say the same thing. Once it goes like, oh yeah, just chicken and broccoli. Yeah, that's their secret to getting gigantic in like 3 weeks.
Darkseid's TikToks on his Chris Hemsworth diet.
Yeah, right.
he's pushing the tire.
Yeah, just pushing. He's like he has that Thor body and so forth. But I mean,
hey, Darkseid's getting ripped.
Well, he's doing whatchamacallit, the Wolverine diet. Like, however, Hugh Jackman. Now, Hugh Jackman, he does. If I was gonna believe anybody, it would be Hugh Jackman because he is actually like really when he acts, he truly acts. So him, I can kind of see possibly doing that. But yeah, get him on the roids. We need Darkseid. They need whoever the visual effects studio is.
You know what? No, whoever. Like all you got to do is hook him up with Ben Affleck because Ben Affleck's body
he was massive.
Okay, so we talked about this. I was not a fan of his build as Batman, but his build translated into Darkseid would be the right move.
It would be.
He was all like
for height proportion.
Proportionately. Yeah. So just get Batman training Darkseid, and that would be something cool.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it.
Get him those sweet Gotham supplements.
There you go.
Right. It's the Gotham water, man.
Wayne supplements.
Yeah, the Gotham water is always dark and murky. You don't know what the fuck they put in that. But no, I'm excited for it. I really do hope that we do get to see some type of continuation of the Snyderverse. As you guys know, I'm probably the biggest fan of the Snyderverse out of the four of us. So that would be really awesome. I mean, I think it was from like April 28th to like the 30th or something like that. I know it's a span over 3 days. So whatever it is, I hope it's epic. And yeah, if we can get some type of continuation of the Snyderverse and get some conclusion out of it, I would really, really love that. So that's some good shit. I'm pretty excited about it.
Yep.
Outside of that, did anybody watch the Oscars?
I did not watch the Oscars.
I mean, I know who won, and I have to watch that movie. I've been meaning to watch that movie. And
Everyone, something I watched.
Everywhere, all at once.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it must be spectacular. I mean, it's literally queued up for me for 6 months right now on top of my queue.
Yeah.
So I mean, but no, yeah, nothing really happened. You can't really top Will Smith slapping another man. You can't top that. It's gonna be a while.
Yeah, no,
it is going.
Well, people were really upset. One thing I did see is people were upset that Jamie Lee Curtis won Best Actress,
Best Supporting Actress.
Yes, Best Supporting Actress. Yeah, people were upset. Or people were not upset, but people were zooming in on Angela Bassett. She was disappointed because she was supposed to. She was up for the nomination for Black Panther 2.
Right.
Even though
she was real good in that.
Yeah, that's why. To be honest, like I haven't seen Everything Everywhere All at Once. But Angela Bassett's performance in that movie was phenomenal. And I'm not saying that because I'm a big Black Panther fan or anything of the sort. Like she was actually really good.
Right.
Yeah, not at all.
Why are you crossing your arms?
Excuse me. I can cross my arms if I want to, sir. I could be sassy if I want to. No, it's just
though.
I think we.
I think you're talking about like cross my arms.
Yes. Oh no! You're in a
the Wakanda
forever from the 80s.
No, our go back to our review. I think we all our right away reaction was, "Damn, Angela Bassett." she knocked it out of the park.
Yeah.
Into another. We said right then and there, this woman needs to be nominated.
Yeah.
For an Oscar. So
wait, did Chadwick Boseman get anything this or
Yeah.
last year?
I don't know.
He got it. He got it for.
Last year?
Bridges, I think, right?
Did he get it for? He got a
Posthumous.
What do you call that? Posthumous. Yeah.
Yeah, he got a posthumous.
Yeah, because I know they
Oscar.
love to do that in the Oscars. That's what I was
They
like.
did it. Yeah, they did it.
Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't for Black Panther. I think it was Bridges or something else.
Something else, yeah.
Which, funny thing in Bridges, I mean, respect to the man. I don't think Bridges was that phenomenal of a movie where it deserved an Oscar, but I can understand the sentiment, honor him as best you can. So it is what it is.
Oh, speaking about the Will Smith slap, did you guys see Chris Rock's new Netflix special?
No.
Yeah, I did.
But I heard about it.
Yeah, he was talking about that
What
towards
is
the end
that?
of it.
He literally talked about it for like 10 minutes, not even 5 minutes of his stand up.
Yeah.
Well, what you think about
it?
What did I think about it?
Yeah.
I think it was okay. The whole performance, I think it was okay. I like Chris Rock, but if I had a choice between like Chris Rock or Dave Chappelle, it's always Dave Chappelle.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, I'm just saying, but I mean, I didn't know he was still doing comedy. That's the thing.
Yeah, of course. You can do comedy well into your like late age.
Well, no, I know that. I just didn't know he was still doing it. That's the thing.
Well, there was a time when Chris Rock's
he peaked.
Stand up.
Yeah, he peaked like in what?
Bigger and Blacker.
In the 90s.
Bigger and Blacker
Bigger and Blacker was his best one. Like that was his apex. And at that time he was the biggest.
He was the premier,
the biggest comedian, at the time.
Yeah. But Will Smith actually spoke about the comedy special, which I think was a bad idea, but it's not gonna die down for a while. At least I don't think. I even saw like a sign on one of those. You pass by McDonald's, they have those words at the bottom of the logo.
Words?
Something. How they have like words? What?
The letters that you put individually underneath the big M?
Yeah.
Or what words?
So
one of them says you're talking about like a sign that you can customize at a restaurant or like Whopper for 99 cents.
Yeah.
Okay.
So one of them said our Mick whatever Mick sandwich, whatever, it slaps like the Oscars.
Ed's we're awfully close to St. Patrick's Day, and Ed's getting very.
Oh my
very
goodness, that's
spicy.
true. Ed,
Mick, what? The Irish. Be very careful.
Mick something. I don't know.
Oh my goodness.
Ed.
Calm down.
Mick something. I don't know.
Oh Jesus.
This guy just doesn't
Someone
get it.
Stop this man.
I'm not a McDonald's person.
He doesn't get it. He doesn't understand. He's like trampling. So he's trampling on the Irish right now. Know. Like he doesn't even know what's going on.
Anyways, that's what the billboard said, that it slaps like the Oscars. So
okay.
All right. Well,
brilliant.
That was some eventful news from it.
Yeah.
Just thought it was funny.
Well, to back up what the Ed Underground was talking about. No, I mean, to be fair, like he only talked about the whole slap for about 10 minutes out of his hour-long special. Which, I mean, to be honest, that's what everybody was waiting for. I mean, everybody was waiting for him to talk about it. So he saved it at the very end. Called, pretty much Will Smith a bitch. Will Smith got upset because he's like, pretty much like he needs to just get over it. The internet was like, how are you slap somebody talks about it, and then you just tell them to get over it. Like, that's not how, when you are the aggressor or the instigator, you can't be like, hey, I just slapped the shit out of you. But you know what? Stop talking about it, man. It kind of hurts my feelings when you do.
It's almost like playing the victim a little bit.
You said what?
It's almost like playing the victim a little bit.
Well, no, it's not playing it's not like playing the victim. He was playing the victim. He was like, yeah, Chris hurt my feelings. And like, I think somebody said, like, anybody that says, you hurt my feelings but from words have never got slapped in the mouth or never got punched in the mouth. Because for some reason, I don't know, words usually hurt a lot more than just words. Or fists hurt a lot more than just words. So it's just kind of like, it's weird that Will Smith has came out and is all like, "Oh my goodness, my feelings are hurt. Stop talking about my wife." But it's like the same time, your wife is the one that came out on a podcast talking about how she cheated on you and then interviewed you. He's like, that's not like Chris Rock said, that's not normal shit. Like
So how
usually,
do you feel?
yeah, most times you get cheated on, it's kind of like, all right, I cheated on you, and then you just get hurt in private and you go about your business. It's not very often where you get hurt and then that person comes back and say, "Hey, Darkseid, I just cheated on you." How did that make
How
you
do you
feel?
feel?
Like, did that hurt your feelings? You know what I'm saying? I fucked our son's friend. Like, that's weird. That's some weird shit. Like, so
That
yeah,
is weird.
that's weird.
Holy shit, that's the other part. I think they said that they were married, but they weren't together at that point, so that's why it happened. But the weird part it is that it was her son's friend.
Right. Like,
And
it was an entanglement.
it was entanglement.
not
Ed,
yeah.
I understand
Ed,
it. I understand.
Please, Ed, just
Don't slap me.
watch whenever Creamcast comes around.
Please.
So I'm saying it can happen to the Smiths.
Well, thankfully,
It can
he's
happen to
not
the
gonna
Phelps.
be around
Well,
when any one of my relatives visits. So
it's crazy because it's like I conceived Ed,
false.
and then I
False.
became his friend afterwards. It's just like it's weird how that happened. It's like, how do you be your father and then be your friend at the same time? Like, you know,
I
people
ask that question every
people say all
time
the time.
I see you as my, my child,
People
my from the
people
seeds of my
say,
loins.
nah. People say being a parent is not easy. It doesn't come with a rule book, and this situation is true. And
I had to Google everything.
Google didn't exist. I'm a little too old for Google, but in either case, Ed, I'm glad that I gave up being your father to being your friend
You
first.
only wish that you're
So
my father.
please don't slap me. Next time I see you, next time you see me coming down the stairs in my underwear, eating your Cheerios,
False.
and
False.
turning off your Saturday morning cartoons, I apologize.
False.
I will always love you.
These are all fantasies that will never happen.
It's running around the house in his underwear with like a red towel wrapped around his neck like he's Superman.
Superman, right? Yeah. And I slapped the shit out of him, telling him Batman is obviously the only superhero in this house. It's crazy times, crazy times.
These weird fantasies that will never happen.
Hey, you know what? I mean, what's the point of living if we don't have fantasies? That's all I'm saying.
True.
But so talking about really quick, have you guys any of you guys have been listening to the Wastelanders, the Marvel Wastelanders? No.
No. What is that?
So apparently there's a podcast that comes
Oh.
out, and they do like they go over the Marvel Wastelanders, which is like a apocalyptic like world. It kind of reminds me of Old Man Logan.
It is the Old Man Logan.
That's what I thought. Because
It's the Old Man Logan universe.
Yeah. So so somebody was telling me about it
during Old Man
Just-
Logan or
just
after
canon?
Old Man
No,
Logan?
there's I don't know if it's canon, but there's
like
there's
side.
a whole universe of other characters in there's Old Man Hawkeye,
Mhm.
Star Lord.
Old Man Star Lord. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying because they
Black
did
Widow.
show Old Man Hawkeye, so I just want to know where in the timeline it is.
In that timeline, which is a possible future. It's not canon or anything.
Yeah.
Most likely it's before we see the movie.
I don't know. I can't say.
Well,
Movie.
Well, I mean, he dies in the movie.
The Old Man Logan.
No, Old
movie
Man
doesn't-
Logan's a comic.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
comic.
I'm saying is a canon. So is the movie canon?
It's
No.
not. No.
Oh, okay.
No,
Never
Logan is not and nothing like Old Man Logan.
Yeah, Old Man Logan. It just shares kind of the name.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Unless I
two different
missed
stories.
the incestuous Hulks in the Hugh Jackman movie.
You did
Yeah.
miss it. Yeah, it was right between him finding the girl and then him dying. It was somewhere in between there. You totally missed it. Where he actually cuts him. He gets eaten by the Hulk, and so forth.
Oh.
Yeah, no, I was listening to it.
Fan over here.
Yeah, right. He's like,
Yeah, so that was a
shit.
real fan.
I really thought like when the person was explaining it to me, I was like, it just sounds like Old Man Logan, and then he was telling me about like, oh man, about Old Man Hawkeye. I don't remember Old Man Star Lord in the Old Man Logan movie comic book. I mean,
I don't remember
it's been
it
so
either.
long. I mean, it's been so long, but
Was he in the comic?
No,
I think he was.
It was all spin-offs. Old Man Hawk, like Old Man Star Lord was a spin-off series.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, I never seen it.
It's within that universe, but they added on more. Like there's old
The different
Black
guys.
Widow. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. So yeah, it's like a podcast type of thing where you can listen in. I did see people do it as a YouTube video. So they go like with some of the comic and they tie the comic in with the podcast about what's going on. So it's kind of cool. Marvel's branching out to different mediums, of course, and spreading out what they how they tell their stories. So I mean, this is nothing new. Marvel's done podcasts and telling their stories for a while. I know DC has really been big into that. No, Dark Side. Didn't you mention what was that you had us listening to back in the day with the podcast?
Yeah, the Batman one. Did
Yeah.
anyone finish that one?
Yeah, I finished
I
it.
did not finish it.
I didn't finish it.
I
Yeah,
think I finished it.
I finished it. It was really good, and I believe there's a season 2 in development, which I
Has
really
anyone
loved it.
has anyone listened to the old timey HBO one?
No, I
No.
know. I listened to a couple episodes. I didn't finish it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that one was also.
Yeah, I
very
didn't
interesting.
finish.
Yeah,
I didn't finish the one we're listening to.
Yeah, the one that we were listening to, we did that for a podcast. I remember.
Yeah, that was Batman.
Just the first,
Barry,
but it
yeah.
was only the first couple of episodes. We didn't do the whole thing.
Oh yeah. Was it?
we
yeah,
only
we started.
reviewed a couple. Then
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I did finish it. And it was really good. I highly recommend.
Okay, cool.
Good
cool.
ending. Like I think I talked about it. There's a twist. It's like a mystery, and then I think we talked a little bit about it because we talked about the mystery.
Some of the mystery was ruined in the first couple episodes.
Yeah.
You guys got recast. Yeah,
we just never follow all the way through. It was Hugo, right?
Hugo Strange, yeah.
Hugo Strange, yeah.
But there's another villain like beyond that. So yeah, no, it's good.
I think
it's
that's
definitely worth going.
what we didn't get to. We didn't get to whoever is beyond Hugo Strange in the podcast.
Didn't we think it was a Riddler? I think at one point. Or
I think we thought it was no, because for some reason in my mind I thought it was a Scarecrow because of the hallucinations.
No, but I remember who it is. But if you haven't listened to it, it is good.
Oh wait, I did finish it. It's I won't say who it is, but
don't say it.
I finished it.
Hear a little.
I did finish it.
Okay. Well, that's all. I just wonder if you guys had watched it or listened to it and so forth, because like I said, it was brought to my attention recently, the Wastelanders. So I was like, okay, that might be something.
I'll check it out. You brought it up, and I didn't even know it existed. So when you brought it up, I looked it up, and I was like, cool. It's on Spotify, right?
I believe on Spotify. Yes. Yeah.
Damn, Spotify has everything.
Spotify, hey, they're killing it, man.
They stepped up a lot.
Yeah, I mean, Spotify is probably the top, one of the top, if not the top streaming service right now. So I'm not surprised they're getting
like who's competing with it? Pandora, right?
Apple Music.
Apple Music.
Yeah, I do mostly Apple Music myself, so I'm kind of biased, but yeah, I mean, still, yeah, Spotify is probably the number one. So
it's also the home of the Blurred podcast too.
It is
we're on other platforms, but yeah.
I mean, the Underground never tells all those platforms that we're on, but yeah, we're
on
America's most prominent right wing podcast.
Yeah, we
are.
Podcast. Yeah, we're right there. I mean, we are kind of competing with Fresh and Fit and so forth as well.
Oh gosh.
And
with what's the Sneeko?
With Sneeko.
Oh no.
Yeah, and the Daily Wire, like we're right there between Ben Shapiro and Abby Shapiro.
I'd like to see like the top 5, and we're like right in the middle.
Yeah, right.
We're in the middle.
We don't realize like we are like the premier
conservative radio podcast.
Yeah. I want to have the what's it called, the cover shot where I'm doing like the thinking man, or like doing like this, and then the title of everything will be destroys. Like, like Green Tuner destroys feminists. So something stupid.
You are too red pill, sir. You need to step away right now. You need to get put back into the Matrix. Right now, you're totally out of the Matrix, sir. Get back into the Matrix. We need you here. All right. So what other crazy news has happened before we start getting our topics?
Nothing really,
right?
It
was pretty.
Yeah, I think it was like a slow news week for us.
Zelda's going to be $70.
I'm sure the world is burning, but for us, that's only
for us,
a couple of news.
What you said, Underground?
Zelda's going to be $70.
Right, the next Zelda. So Nintendo was trying to justify the price point, They slowly snuck
What was
that
it?
out.
We love money.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I believe their excuse is it'll be worth it, is what their answer was.
Yeah, they said
Yeah.
trust us, bro.
People like literally asked them, why is it $70 for a Switch game? Like, what justification do you possibly have?
Yeah.
And I think the answer was it'll be worth it.
Yeah. But they did say that the game is like what, twice the size, or
I
like
think so. Yeah.
1.5 times the
Yeah.
size
They
of
wanted
the
the
But
original.
Switch
at
can
the end of the
handle it.
day, it's a Switch game.
It is still a Switch
It's a
game,
Switch
yeah.
game, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless
You're
they
play,
plan
you're
making
playing
like
the net.
a
You're playing
special
the
cartridge or something.
No, it's the same thing, and you're paying the
Yeah.
same amount for that game as you will for Starfield. So I don't know.
Well, the thing is, I mean, we could talk about it real quick. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Breath of the Wild, isn't it still $50 to this day?
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
60,
Yes.
isn't it 60?
Yeah.
50
oh,
or 60.
60. Okay, so 60.
Any first party Nintendo game will always maintain close to its value.
I'm
Mhm.
pretty sure like Super Mario Sunshine is still $60. I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised if
Let me see.
Super Mario Galaxy, yeah,
I will tell you
it's
for a
still
fact.
60.
No, Super Mario Galaxy
mean,
came
dude.
out under the classics banner. You know, the greatest hits.
Oh, it did.
So it came out. Yeah, I remember the Wii games came out. I think the Wii might have been the last generation to do the greatest hits line. You know, when
Right.
they re-released stuff with that gold seal.
Right.
And they're all $20 because I remember I bought Galaxy and Galaxy 2. But they stopped doing. They never did that for the Switch. They clung on to every cent. There's no greatest hits for Switch.
Which is crazy because like I still haven't played Bayonetta 3 yet, and you guys know I love Bayonetta, but I just
Yeah.
can't justify, like, I'm sitting here playing the long game. Like, okay, I'm just waiting for it to become $20. I might not play it for another 10 years.
No, your best bet is
Mhm.
trying to find like a used copy online somewhere.
eBay.
That's
Yeah,
like
if you can
the
find it
only
like a
way.
local reseller or something.
Oh,
Yeah, if
yeah.
you buy it from the eShop, digital,
Yeah.
it's $60.
Which is, I mean,
If
the
you-
game
yeah.
just came out not too long ago. I mean, it's been out for a year. So.
But you
Yeah,
get it cheap. You have to get it cheap. It should be
No,
used,
if you
used
get it-
copies.
yeah,
From Amazon, it's $40.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's gonna
Yeah,
be.
so
I'm gonna be honest. Like with Bayonetta, usually it's a one-time playthrough, maybe
Mhm.
two if I'm feeling froggy. But yeah, a lot of times I'm not playing this game multiple run-throughs. Like even Breath of the Wild, I'm because I'm one of those people, like I'm 100% completionist. So like with Breath of the Wild, like that gives you kind of replay value to an extent. But Bayonetta, I'm just like, like once you play it, you get the story. It's like after that, really, what else is there? If I want to do like max tricks or do like, you know, any like backwards like completions type of stuff, then sure. But it really I never do that for those type of games. So like Devil May Cry 5, love the game. Played it once, one playthrough, maybe two, and I just like, yeah, I'm good. So like, yeah, I try not to buy these games full price because I know that I'm just gonna play it one time. It's kind of a one and done situation. Only games that I really would be like totally fine with playing, you know, full price was like God of War. But I've 100% completed God of War. So I'm just like, now I'm just sitting here twiddling my thumbs waiting for DLC to come out. So yeah, Nintendo, they just know how to just stick it to you. Like keeping these games full price for 2, 3, 4 years later. It just absolutely blows my mind.
Well, yeah, they got greedier this generation.
Yeah.
they've been greedy all along. What are you talking about?
No, because remember I said like they did. There was a time when they put out the greatest hits collection, like at the end of this console life cycle.
Oh, you're right. You're right. Yeah,
and
yeah,
all the
yeah.
games were cheaper.
Yes,
But
yes,
they
yes.
didn't do that. Maybe they still have time to do it for Switch, I guess.
Yeah, maybe
that's
they'll
when
wait
they're like
until the next
Switch
whatever
2.
is
When
out.
when
Yeah.
the next Switch is out, they'll try to get every last penny. When a
Hmm.
new Mario Kart's out, they'll put the old Mario Kart on clearance.
Well, no, what they'll do is make it Mario Kart 8 Plus Edition and then
Yes.
just re-release all the maps again. Like, well, you get extra maps now. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Gives
Plus
our
Edition, and then there's like a circle with Miyamoto winking at you, like laughing.
Like he's like a character, like a background, and when the maps is laughing, he's
Mm.
counting,
He's just
counting
laughing.
money. Like,
Yeah.
God, like, it irritates me so much. Like when I bought Mario Kart 8, I really thought I was getting a new game. I wasn't, because I wasn't playing it on the Switch or on the Wii at the time, or Wii U at the time. So I didn't know that it was an old game. So I went and bought it, all hyped up and shit. And then come to find out, it's just a re-release game. I was like, fuck, they got me. But I mean, it is what it is, and it's been collecting dust ever since. I literally, I don't think I've turned on my Switch outside of playing Smash with the Ed Underground once. I think I haven't turned it on since then. Like Switch is.
Well, I haven't either. Mine's been collecting dust.
Yeah,
I
mine's
haven't
literally
either.
collecting.
Damn.
Yeah, mine's literally.
They do need to come out with a game quick because I haven't undocked it from the base at all.
Yeah,
Well, they've been making games, just not games that we're interested in. I mean, they got what,
Speak for yourself.
50
yeah. Look at Darkseid.
Fire Emblems now?
Yeah.
Yeah, Darkseid.
What is Darkseid playing?
Like
Metroid. Yeah.
Metroid.
Oh.
Fucking, I'm like, I think I played it last week. Maybe it's been a while.
Yeah, you played it on the stream. We know. Like he's been. Yeah, asshole. No, this guy he is low
over there right now.
Like, sorry guys, gotta go. Yeah, he's Metroid. Which I mean, to be fair, that is a good game to come out. But once again, this is a like Nintendo just sticking it to us, releasing the game 20 years later, talking about, hey guys, guess what? I got a new game for you. They literally just take our old games, wrap it up in wrapping paper, and be like, hey guys, guess what? We got a new game, fresh in the package. Well, look at this. And it's literally the same game over again. But it is what it is. I mean, we're suckers, and now we're older.
Nah.
We have disposable income, so we're idiots, and we'll continue to buy the games over and over again. I mean, even to be fair, the Metroid Prime, the physical version was sold out. Like on Amazon, people were literally like clamoring trying to get this game, the physical version.
Damn.
And Nintendo was like, "Hey, our bad. Like we didn't realize this game was going to be as popular as it was." And yeah, literally, you could not buy the physical version because it kept selling out. I don't know how it is right now, but I know when it first came out, yeah, it was selling out nonstop. So.
All right.
Yo, who's background noise?
Who's that?
Ed Underground.
What does it sound like?
It sounds
like is that your grandma?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds like
tell her you are podcasting and leave you the hell alone.
She can't. Yeah. Tell her she can't eat just yet. All right. She needs to wait. Because otherwise, if she turns on the microwave, it'll turn off the power to the
lights will flicker on.
False.
Yeah. All right. So, Pat, I think we talked about enough about the news. Let's get into our main topics. So, which one do you guys want to do first? We're going to talk about. I mean, we tried to squeeze in Mando. Initial impressions. What you guys think about Mandalorian thus far, episode 1?
I did not finish watching the first episode, so I
have not watched it.
About it.
What? Yo, you guys are missing out.
Yeah, I've been focusing on Last of Us.
Yeah, I did focus all my efforts into catching up for Last of Us.
Sure. Okay, that makes sense.
Up, you little bitches.
I know.
I've been watching that thing week to week.
Exactly.
Well, I mean,
these guys are pussies. Like they sit there, they're like they can't handle the whole waiting week to week like we can. The real fans, the real troopers, and so forth. They get to watch it all at one time. So lucky bastards.
Little bitches.
Yeah. Well,
I guess we can talk about Gotham Knights first.
Yeah, let's just talk about Gotham Knights then. We'll wait for Mando. I'm really excited to talk about Mando, so I want you guys to talk about that. Start watching that for sure because it's season chef's kiss, really good thus far.
Oh, we know it's good. I mean, come on. Know when you save. When you look forward to a steak, we're going to go to the fancy restaurant for steak, I can't wait 2 more weeks till we go to the fancy restaurant for steak. That's what's going on for me for Mando. All right. I know it's good. We know it's good.
Are you trying to wait until all the episodes are out and then watch it?
I might be because I thoroughly enjoy when that happens. And I'm disappointed at the end of every cliffhanger where I'm just like, you bastards, I don't want to wait another week. Same thing happened with The Last of Us where I was like, man, I think 1 or 2 episodes, and then I had to. I binged it. I ended up binging it out of accident, and I was so happy that I could queue up the next episode. Yeah. And I got to the last episode, and I kept hitting on my tablet, like, "Where's the next thing?"
You bastards! I can see that. With Mando, it's definitely a slow burn, and it pisses you off because you want to see. I literally like I rarely talk about like nerd stuff with my coworkers because we're just busy working. But there was some downtime, and so me and my coworkers were just shooting shit. I was like, hey, is anybody watching Mando? And there's one guy who's really big into Star Wars. He was like, oh my God, it's so great. He's like, do you watch the Clone Wars? And I'm like, no, I haven't watched that series. He's like, oh my goodness, if you have watched that and the Bad Batch and all these other things, and he's like, if you all these stories actually tie into the Mando, you get so much more out of it. I was like, fuck, I gotta watch another 2 series. He's like, yeah. He's like, if you really want to know like the backstory of Bo-Katan and all this other stuff, he's like, you really want to watch that. So I'm like, fuck, and we're just super hyped. So it's rare, like I said, it's very rare for me to do that type of stuff.
Nerds.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I did have the
Bo-Katan.
She can kill Din Djarin if she really wants to.
Actually, guys,
Was it really Vader or Anakin?
Is Mandalore? Like, can you tell me about the religion of Mandalore?
This podcast disgusts me half the time.
His name is Grogu, not Baby Yoda.
That's the funny thing. Somebody did say that, and it was like 3 of us talking, and one of the other people, she's not a Star Wars person whatsoever. She's like, "Oh my God, I love Baby Yoda." I was like, "Listen here, his name's Grogu. We don't know his race yet, and we're gonna find out eventually." And she
In
was
episode
like,
58.
it was funny. She got so quiet. She was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna step out." And I was like, "Yep, no problem." And then we started talking about Star Trek. I feel like Star Wars is acceptable to be a nerd, but Star Trek, that's going off the deep end at that point.
That's
How
dork.
dare you?
That's
I was
How
actually
dare
I
you?
was actually big into. I'm. What was I doing last couple weeks? I got back into Star Trek. I could talk about that.
What, Picard?
Original?
Star Trek Picard has been like first season horrible.
That's what everybody says.
And I stopped watching it because it was a whole bunch of like garbage, nothing to do with the original cast. It was bad.
Second season,
and then there was a whole bunch of like Ed Underground's favorite woke elements were inserted into Star Trek Picard.
I hate woke elements.
Yeah, we know.
let's not do that.
Anyways, it didn't fit with the theme of the series, and it was bad. And I was like, hell no. Second season came out. I was like, all right, let me queue up the first episode.
Wait, so you don't like the wokeness?
Shut up. Second season
Shut up,
came
Ben.
out.
No one's talking to you. All right.
Second season
I'm
came
seeing
out,
some
and
here.
No, shut up.
Yes.
All right, go ahead, Darkseid.
Yeah.
We're not having this conversation.
The second season was also similarly bad, but it was just bad stories. So I didn't go beyond 15 minutes of the first episode of the second season. They got the message over at Star Trek headquarters.
Paramount.
So what they did is they scrapped all the new cast and brought back all the old cast and completely like continuity cut, and like you could disregard
Reset?
the first 2. It was not reset. It was just like, okay, that happened anyways. They just like as if you don't even need those 2 to exist.
Soft boot?
So you really okay? So the funny thing is, I was talking to my coworker
and
about
it is
this,
so good.
and he was saying he's like season
Really?
3 is phenomenal. He's like this is the
chef's
Star
kiss.
Trek. Yeah, he's like this is the Star
Really?
Trek that any Trekkie wants.
If you like the Star Trek Next Generation movies, if you're a fan of the
that's the only one that I watched. The
Next
Next
Generation.
Generation.
Okay, if you like the Next
that's my
Generation,
jam.
this is like the series that everybody was wanting them to do.
Yeah,
It is a lot of like it's all the old cast, and it's old man Logan Picard basically, and it's that.
But it's Crusher there.
Oh, she's crushing it.
What?
Yeah, Crusher's a Dr. Crusher.
No, not Dr. Crusher.
Oh,
Ensign.
okay. Wesley. Wesley.
Yeah,
Crusher.
Wesley Crusher. Yeah,
he died in season 2.
of course.
But he does the post show, like the talking about Trek thing. But anyways,
How did they explain data aging?
Data? Okay, this gets into real nerd shit, but I don't mind doing it. Data died in Star Trek Nemesis, the really bad.
They're keeping the movies canon.
The movies are all canon, but Data, as a true nerd would know, has a brother who's identical to him. He has 2 brothers, Lore and B4, I think is his name. they will be in the series. They haven't been shown yet. So the whole cast is coming back in some way.
I
Wow.
didn't like lore.
Anyways, but
So
if you like,
it's a nostalgia kick in a way.
Shut up, Ed.
yeah,
It
it
is.
is. It is, but it's done really well. And like on top of that, the acting is good, and the like episode to episode cliffhangers rock solid. There's some good Star Trek stuff. Like I'm
All right,
getting
I'll have
back.
to watch it then.
I was so like after watching the third or fourth episode, I was so like on a Star Trek high of Next Generation.
Yeah.
I binged like 6 episodes of the original series.
Yeah.
Like
Damn.
right after that, I was just like
Nice.
huffing it
Wait.
like opium.
Did you start at the second season?
Of what?
Next Generation.
No, I third.
That's how you're supposed to do it. You gotta do season 2. Never do season 1.
No, I know season 1's unwatchable. I've tried so many
Yeah,
times; it's
it's
so
pretty
bad. Season actually, I go season 3 is probably where I start, but
Oh,
I
sure.
should go with season
Alright.
2 more. But no, it's good. If you like Next Generation Picard, they finally got that reboot right.
Which is
Yeah, I
crazy.
think that's the reason I didn't want to watch it, because it just seemed like way out of left field that you have a guy that's, like has a guile and likes to negotiate things.
Yeah.
And then it seemed like the new Star Trek thing. He was just shooting everyone up.
Yeah.
So
No.
it's good to hear that I can skip season 1 and 2, because when I was talking to my coworker, he was like, yeah, he's like season 1, 2 are trash. Like season 3 where
If
it's
I
at.
ever meet anyone
Season 2
who
is not
likes,
trash. You can start at 2. 2 is good. 3 is
no,
probably
no.
No,
the
We're
most
talking, about,
exciting.
we're talking about
Oh,
Picard.
no,
We're
yeah,
talking
yeah,
Oh,
about
Picard.
yeah,
Oh,
Picard,
okay. I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Yeah, if I ever meet anyone who likes season 1 or 2 of Picard, you should probably put them out of their misery, because they're a psycho.
Wow.
That's like killing animals and like setting fires. That's all like the serial killer things like they look out for, and then liking season 1 and 2 of Picard. It's messed up if
Is
you
that
like
bad?
it.
Okay. Well,
It's
I'm glad.
bad.
I'm glad I can be able to skip it. So I have two Trekkies who are big Star Trek fans, and
Mm-hmm.
actually both said the exact same thing. So that gives me a little hope in watching this. So if I can skip season 1 and 2, that's fine.
Yeah,
Start
I
with
mean,
season 3.
if I could like of the new Star Trek, this season 3 of Picard, and then there's another series that came out a couple months ago called Strange New Worlds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That is like the original series with Kirk and Spock.
Mm-hmm.
Takes place in that time, and they're kind of modernized it, but they still kept to the spirit of that. So again, Star Trek went to this weird phase where like Disney kind of rebooted Star Wars, but they kind of went and did their own thing. They got their hands slapped by the fans. Star Trek did the same thing. They got their hands slapped by the fans, but they were able to readjust back to what the fans wanted fairly quickly.
Mm-hmm.
So those two series are, and they have 2 animated series for Star Trek, which I thought was laughable.
Yeah, Lower Decks and something else, right?
Didn't know that.
And there's one aimed at kids, and it's very successful for kids.
Yeah, Strange New Worlds. Wow, they got a really high rating on
Strange New Worlds is good.
Rotten Tomatoes. Got 99% on.
The good thing about Strange New Worlds is it's episodic. It's not like serialized. It's like the old Star Trek series where every episode
is self-contained. Yeah.
Yep.
And I see Discovery is ranked pretty high too.
See, Discovery is the one where they got their hands slapped on. They got a little too progressive.
Well, you can say it.
Woke.
Yeah. I mean, look. It's
call it as it is.
Okay, well, it's a delicate matter because Star Trek is a progressive series.
It is a very progressive.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the whole point of
it. The stuff that they talk about, like back in the 60s, having a black woman kiss a white man, the undergrounds at that time would have been like rolling their eyes at that. Why is there a black woman on the bridge? You know what I mean?
Like, damn you, Uhura.
That's literally woke. That's
literally. So translate that to 2023, and there are certain elements in the series that probably are not traditional, that may have stirred people the wrong way, and it's just presentation on those things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So anyways, they need to slow down a little bit, but Discovery, Strange New Worlds is where it's at.
Well, okay, so audience, so the average tomato meter for Discovery is 85. Audience score is 36.
Yeah.
Strange New Worlds, Strange New World is 99 tomato meter, 80% average audience.
Yeah.
So, which is crazy. They're are all by Paramount Plus. Paramount's kind of like doubling down, kind of what Disney Plus is doing for Star Wars. Paramount Plus is doing for Star Trek, and it seems like it's hit and miss. It seems like the critics love all the new Star Trek. Users or viewers are back and forth, so kind of cool. I mean, I'm all for more Star Trek. You guys know I love the J.J. Abrams Star Trek movies.
See, that's what started it.
Of course, that's what
J.J.
started.
Abrams was like the start of Picard season 1 and 2, where it ended up.
Oh, you're talking about with the wokeness or
no, just wokeness. Being like full out like action.
Oh, action! Oh,
yeah.
Yes,
and like shootouts and million ships shooting at each other and all this crazy shit.
Okay, can we be fair though? Can we be fair though that Star Trek 2 of the the second of the J.J. Abrams
Star
was
Trek
Beyond. That wasn't bad. Like as far as shootouts are concerned,
I enjoyed the J.J. Abrams. I enjoyed them. I'm just saying because of the success of those, they wanted to change the formula.
They doubled down
as well.
I also liked them, but they were not Star Trek. They were like a commercial for Star Trek.
They were Star Trek, the new world.
They're the Diet Coke of Star Trek. They're like the most.
No, I'll say the Pibb, like not Mr. Pibb version.
Yeah, it's the Mr. Pibb of Star Trek.
Mr. Pibb. Yeah,
it's all like
it's a Sam's choice.
Sam's choice.
Exactly.
There you go.
I don't know what what is there a variation that's slightly more popular for a brief moment in time?
RC Cola, like RC Cola was.
Oh, hey no, RC Cola is forever.
No. You're not gonna badmouth RC Cola in here.
Yeah, don't you go against my diet right? That's my point.
No.
Listen, guys, listen to the diabetics. RC Cola is nothing but like sugar. It's so full.
Oh, that's why I
all
love
of them
it.
are. Like, this is the diabetic talk on the Blur
Your
podcast.
teeth hurt after you drink one can of RC Cola.
Your gums start receding back.
Wow.
All the, but I'm not gonna lie, RC Cola was delicious. So I will back off of it.
God damn, so good.
Sam's Choice. Okay, if I'm cool with the Sam's Choice.
Sam's Choice, I can give or take. I'm not too wild, but RC.
I've never been that poor to go for Sam's Choice. Right? I've never been that poor.
RC is my top.
Sam's Choice is
the Walmart brand.
Yeah, but you can get it as like, I mean, it's cheaper, but I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I mean, it's not a huge difference. Like, I mean, RC Cola.
Are you one of those people that can taste the difference?
Coke and Pepsi. Coke and Pepsi, I can absolutely taste.
Can you taste water?
Of course you are. I hate those people.
But I will tell you the Sam's Choice. Every you go to a Target or you go to like any other grocer and they have their house brand. Mm-hmm. It's all bottled at the same plant.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. They just slap a label on it.
Yeah, I mean, outside if you're
Sam's Choice is garbage, though. I'm just saying.
Okay, well, you know what? We get the elitist here over here. He's like, I only drink San Pellegrino or whatever. Like, give me the Pellegrino water.
Sam's Choice, please. I'm slightly
what is your soda choice?
I told you, Diet Right.
Are you serious?
I love Diet Right. I love that, right?
Fucking knockoff. So
that's what I'm saying. I'm not. You guys think I'm on a high horse?
Not even the real brand. I'm
like one step above Sam's Choice, but like, what the fuck is this?
Do you also get the bag of cereal from Aldi's or whatever?
My family was never bag cereal people. Okay.
Wow.
You know,
and I'll be proud of that.
Blue Bloods.
Yeah, right.
I'll be proud of that. I'm elitist on that. My cereal comes in a box.
Okay.
No, sir.
When we went to cereal aisle, we had to crouch down.
My mother
pick up our cereal.
My mother had to hide the bag.
Top shelf.
My mother had to hide the bag that the cereal in the box came in. Let's just pretend it's coming out. Oh, it's coming out of the box.
Refilled it.
Yeah, right.
I was like, is that a bag? No. Okay, all right.
Wow. She wait till you guys go to sleep.
Yeah.
You hear your parents whispering in the kitchen.
These damn kids are so weird.
Exactly. You know, but we enjoyed cereal by the pound.
Yeah, exactly. Right. They weigh our cereal. But no, I was gonna say like Darkseid, he does seem like the type that has like he puts olives in his Coke to make it dirty. Like, you know, having that like rich, ritzy cola flavoring and whatever. It's I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I love RC Cola was just it. We drank whatever was available. So soda was soda for us. I mean, it's just what it was. But
yeah, same here.
I'm not good enough to be able to tell the difference between Pepsi Coke. To me, it tastes the
No,
same.
okay, no, there's a difference, but here's
But
the
the
thing.
I
flavored
believe
ones, yeah, there's
you.
a difference.
I believe you, but if someone gave me 2 cups unlabeled, I would have a very hard time.
You say that, but I guarantee you would be able to distinctly narrow 2 of them down. Because here's the thing,
Only
Coke.
one person can do that. Only one. He should not be named.
Jesus.
No, it's about Mark.
Sure.
Yeah,
That man
Coke,
lived off Coke.
He did. No, he lived on
No,
Pepsi.
Pepsi.
Was it Pepsi? I thought it was Coke.
He lived on.
Yeah.
No, he lived on Pepsi. He's a Pepsi.
No,
man.
no, his blood
Now-
type was Pepsi.
He
So
pissed his
he-
burns.
Right.
He's
Just
a good
straight carbonation.
example, but like Coke has coated this in every human being's tongue at this point. Our children are born knowing what Coke tastes like. It is
True.
just in our DNA. It is. We know
It
what
is.
Coke tastes like. Trust me. If I
You can go
put
into the
blind RC
Deepest jungle
Coke,
of
Pepsi,
South America and find
an
Coke
ice cold Coke.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Yeah.
okay. I think we might be able to do it if we got a taste test like a week prior. Taste test between a Coke, and we got to see the labels, and then a week later we had to do a blind taste test. We might be able to tell the difference, but I mean,
I'm telling you, I could do it right now.
I can't.
I can't.
Of course
yeah.
you can.
I could.
Yeah, you're. I mean, hey, you're a beast, man. Hey, you know.
Okay, what about Sprite and Sierra Mist?
Yes.
Exactly the same thing.
No, Sprite and
Oh,
Sierra
you're
Mist.
full of
There's
shit.
a difference. There's a difference.
You're full of
What
shit.
what is wrong with you, man?
Sprite is just sugar. It's the Sierra Mist at least tries
And
to
the other one has
give you
no
a
sugar at all?
lime. Well, no. There's a subtle lime. There's a lime taste in Sierra Mist where they try. Sprite doesn't try. It's sugar water. Sprite is given up.
What?
I do not want to be in the
I
circle.
didn't know Dark Side was a soda sommelier.
Yeah, right. Like,
A soda
I'm thinking
enthusiast.
he has like
the
the
decanter
am.
of lime.
he has to put the soda in the decanter, swirls it around. Like, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know what
yeah.
circles.
I could tell right off the bat. Yeah.
Okay. How about Dr. Pepper and Mr. Pibb?
Complicated, but I could.
Like, you know what? We're gonna have to actually put this.
I
to
would love
test
to
one
do
day.
this.
Yes,
I
we
would
had-
love to
we
do
need
this.
to do it because
I would love to do
I
it.
feel like this is like I can see like I can see him just like with a
I could
like
get
a-
all of
like-
them wrong.
You have
Hey,
that
you know
giant
what?
medallion around your neck.
I'm literally drinking craft soda right now.
Oh my god!
I was wondering what you were
Wow.
drinking. I was like, I know you don't drink, so I was just like, what the
Yeah,
hell
it's
is you
not a
drinking?
beer for sure.
It's
but like-
root beer.
Can you
Ruby,
taste the difference of water?
Well, water has a
Um,
different taste.
Okay, like Fiji
there's-
water compared
yes,
to
Dasani. Yes, Dasani
Absolutely.
has a distinct salty taste.
Dasani
Dasani-
tastes like shit.
Dasani's loaded with sodium on
Yeah.
purpose to
I don't
make you
like-
more thirsty.
Dasani sucks.
Dasani sucks.
But you can easily tell the difference between Dasani and Fiji. because
Fiji, you can easy.
That's easy.
Easy.
That's like if you were saying maybe Fiji versus
Aquafina.
Aquafina.
No, Aquafina is more Dasani.
No,
it'll be-
Aquafina's lighter.
Smart water, and I'm just trying to think what
No,
other
but
fancy
Smart
I
water.
will I guarantee. I agree with you.
Evian,
Cold-
Evian
ice,
versus Fiji.
Evian.
okay, Evian,
thank
Evian
you.
versus Fiji.
Okay, ice cold. Both of them would be hard to tell.
Which one?
Which one is which?
Of which? Oh, which two brands?
Evian or Fiji?
Evian
Yeah,
and Fiji.
yeah, those would be very hard.
Yeah, they're-
Well, ice cold is cheating because that numbs your tongue.
It does, but I mean, like ice cold Fiji is like
that's a whole level.
it's like a lighter water. I don't know how, but it's a lighter water. But it's the minerals. It's this less mineral.
Yeah. I was like
Yeah.
Smart Water. You compare it to there's another brand that's like electrolysis or whatever.
Oh,
Yeah,
that one that comes in the
yeah.
glass bottle.
Voss.
Voss,
Yeah.
Voss, yeah.
I hate Voss.
Yeah,
Boss is good.
Nah,
No,
Really?
Voss is some hipster shit.
that's very hipster shit.
I will laugh at anyone who has a Voss bottle.
Have
I don't think
yeah,
I've ever had a Voss or a Fiji water.
I've had both.
You've had Fiji.
I've had Fiji, and I
never
know
had
I've had Fiji because I've paid $6 for a Fiji.
That's why I
and
don't
it's
have
like-
Fiji.
$6.
water.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, when I was thirsty one time, there was I
Yeah.
think I was pretty sure it was at Disney because that's the only
Oh.
place you'd be cornered to get a friggin' water, and it's just here the most expensive water in the
Like
world.
paying movie prices for that.
Yeah,
No,
But-
Disney is not movie prices. The fuck is not. Disney is you
For food? I mean, for
for
water?
food. Yeah. Have you been to Disney?
When I was younger.
Okay, I'm talking about as an adult.
No. I'm
Okay,
just saying, like,
so
for
as an
water,
adult-
you're paying like $10 for the same thing at movie theater.
Yeah,
You're,
water.
you're paying $10 for the Coke vending machine for a 20-ounce Coke. In
Exactly.
Disney.
Like water, like if you pay $10, you're getting a little mini water. You take one sip, you're done. And then you're recycling your spit, trying to hydrate your mouth.
Wow.
It's like a
Below
pretzel.
that, they just grab their finger, dip it in the water, and flick it at you.
Yeah, right.
And then it's up to you to catch it.
Like $5 per drip. Like,
I just wrote Splash Mountain just because I was thirsty.
He's like, sir, you gotta keep your head inside the ride. I'm thirsty. Well, yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous how much money Disney costs. Like getting in Disney is already expensive. Like, when you're there,
it's like $100 a day, right?
Yes, it's stupid. Like, yeah, it's
Oh,
like
it's more than that, I
per
think,
person.
right now.
That's per person. Like, yeah, it's like 100 something. And then on
Wow.
top of that, you have to then pay for food. So that's why a lot of people, you
The
see people
food's
not
where
eating
they
all day.
really get you. The food's where they get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not with the
'Cause they know.
$100+ per person.
Yeah, you don't get no discounts with that shit. They're like, yeah, pretzels $25, please. Like, what? Like, yeah, you're only eating once at Disney. You're not eating multiple times in that day. You get one big ass meal and then shut the hell up. Because you just spent probably your whole grocery budget in that one day.
They don't offer that sweet discount from Six Flags where you can bring a Coke bottle or a Coke can.
Coke can,
No,
yeah, no.
$20 to get in.
Yeah, or you don't.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember.
That's some pre-pandemic shit. That doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah, they don't do that shit no more. Do they like? I know for King's Dominion out here, they you could donate blood for a free ticket, and I remember my friend did it, and he was like, "Yeah, man." He's like, "I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna donate some blood, man. It's gonna be a good ass time." He donated some blood and was lightheaded for the rest of the damn time. And like, dude, like,
go ride roller coasters.
Yeah, we just go ride roller coasters, just passes out. Like, man, he's like, "Did you have fun?" I
It
sure
doesn't
did.
have any blood.
like, dude, they just took all your blood, dude. Like, of course they're gonna let you get in at that point. But yeah, Disney is fucking expensive. Anywho, I feel like we got off track. Okay, so I definitely will watch. Well, you guys will watch Mandalorian
Yep.
as it comes out later, and then I'm definitely gonna check out Picard later on as well.
I'm definitely gonna check out Picard now.
Yeah, because
I'm second to Mando for now.
Shut up, Ben.
Yeah,
Mando rules.
Yeah, look at you.
Oh yeah, Gotham Knights. Did anyone watch it?
Oh yeah.
Gotham Knights.
Okay, so I mean, look,
Go ahead,
let's
Doc.
talk a little bit of Gotham Knights here. It's the look. We're Batman fans here, except for the Underground, but we're all
Oh,
Batman
I'm
fans
the
here.
top tier Batman.
So you watch Gotham Knights.
No.
Wait, did you say
Okay.
that you're a
So,
top G?
He's
as
the
I
top
was
tier.
saying,
Top tier Batman fans.
there is a love of Batman that you take Batman, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yep.
It's like you have to love Batman unconditionally.
There's
That is
good.
called
Wait, there is
love.
good,
That's
bad,
agape
ugly,
love
and there's
right
also insulting.
All right, Ed. All right, but anyways, like I said, there's unconditional love. You have to take it for what it is, and
Yeah.
I
sometimes
do.
it's bad, sometimes it's good, but you
Yep.
have to give it a shot.
And
Sometimes.
there's also insulting.
Well, you don't know until you watch it, and I'll give you an example.
Did you watch it in?
No.
Oh, so
So
shut
how
up.
Did you
can
watch it,
you
Green Tuna?
have an opinion about it?
Did you watch
Anything
it, Green Tuna?
Anything see? Yeah. Did you?
He did.
Yeah.
And I did.
I did too.
I did
Okay.
not.
Okay. So I was saying one of my favorite shows when I back in the day was Smallville. Now Smallville is a Superman teen show that had no right to be as good as it ended up being.
Agree.
And in a time when like there were no MCU movies, that was your like they did cameos, they did DC stuff. They did a great job of like funneling comic book content into a WB TV show. So there are good shows that have this formula. So you can't write them all off.
Back
Just
then.
don't
Superman
like
and
'em.
Lois is supposed to be really
Lois
good.
and Superman right
Yeah,
now
Lois
is,
Superman,
is
yeah.
actually is doing great right now. People like it. So
Flash before, right? The initial seasons were good.
yeah, and I liked Arrow when it
Arrow, I
first
was like,
came out.
Arrow
I a
was
big fan.
really-
Arrow,
probably
yeah, I forgot about Arrow.
Arrow's probably the biggest one out of all of them.
So I mean, they're good in the beginning. They do a great job, and as they go on, they kind of lose. They go on too long. They all have this problem.
Yeah, they lose steam.
Yeah.
So the newest one is Gotham Knights, and I'm not gonna lie, it is terrible. And I will say that
It's
I can only say that
horrible.
after watching it. I can say that it is. Now, will I stick with it? I might stick with it 1 or 2 more episodes because I just want to see where they're going with something. But the premise of it is bad. It is really bad.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
There's. I mean, Ed Underground said insulting at one point. There are parts of this that are borderline insulting, and there are parts of it that are like the teen tropes. There's a part where this one girl who's like she has no business hacking, and she begins to hack. It's like we need someone to hack, and she just was like, "All right, hack into the bank."
Yeah,
Boom.
conveniently
Like,
there.
all kids know how to hack. And then these
Yeah.
12-year-old children are taking out SWAT teams and fully armed Gotham City police officers.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the old man in me that's pissed off that, you know how I feel about teenagers.
We talked about this. Yes.
Yeah. You don't like them on your yard.
I don't like them anywhere near my yard.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're scared of them.
Walking.
Not that long.
I got you.
Well, yeah, they're scary in groups. But
and to Game Face 009, it's on the CW.
But if you want to watch it for free, you can watch it.
Air?
I don't know if it's on the air, but I saw it on Amazon.
It's on CW on the air.
Amazon.
If you want to watch it for free, the first episode, if you have Amazon Prime, you can watch the first episode for free. It says it's $2.99 for episode, or $1.99 or $2.99 per episode, but they give you a free credit to watch the pilot episode. So yeah, if you want to watch it, you can watch it.
I watched it on the app, the CW app, which is free.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
CW website probably has it for free.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's bad. I mean, to give you a breakdown of what happens in the series, Bruce Wayne has yet another adopted child, another ward, a new ward, and then he ends up dying, which they don't explain. Batman's dead, and this cool kid, he's so cool, and he's got all the cool friends, and he's at Batman High School. He's Gotham High School.
All beautiful, cool
all
friends,
beautiful,
yeah.
all
all
you guys ever watch the OC?
looking. Yeah.
You guys ever watch? Okay, you know how?
No, I never watched it, but I know what it is. Yeah.
I watched the OC like the first season of it. It was good, and then my sister kept watching it, so I would occasionally pop in.
His sister.
Yeah, my sister.
Wait,
and
you have a sister?
Yes, he has a sister.
Yeah, I'll hook you up later.
Nice. Thank you. At least somebody does it. Shit.
There's a at the end of every episode, they had this stupid, like, there was a dance at the end of every episode, or a cotillion, or some kind of like drama central situation where all the storylines would meet up into some stupid drama. This show feels like it's heading to that at the end of every episode. Like there's going to be some formal at the end of every episode where all these stupid rich kids will gather together. I don't know. I don't know where this show's going.
The winter dance.
Yeah,
the winter dance.
The winter dance of owls. That's what they're going to call it. Maybe I wonder who's going to be there.
They did tease a Court of Owls. Court of Owls are the bad guys here. They did show a Talon, so that's why I'm saying I might stick around for 1 or 2 episodes. Where they showed a Talon, and he looked like he was in full Talon gear.
Yeah, wearing the full Talon gear. Yeah.
Yeah, and I chopped a guy's head off, and I was like,
that was surprising. I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised that they actually showed a guy getting his head actually chopped off. Spoiler alerts for anybody. So Game Face, you're listening to this. Spoiler alerts.
You're not missing much. Whoever's listening.
I mean, you can
what
check
a
it
garbage
out.
show.
It's the pilot episode,
It's
so
pilot,
you're not missing anything. But it is definitely children doing things that children should not be able to do. Having, like, I mean, if you find out that the richest guy in the world is also Batman, you don't think the police would have searched the house for the Batcave? Hey, where's that $1 billion car? Nobody cares. So these kids have full access to the Batcave, and the cops aren't like, can we seize your house briefly?
Yeah, like the world's greatest vigilante at this point. And
with the shittiest mask.
Yeah, with that mask was
mask that they gave him as Batman.
Yeah, that mask.
And then do you mean to tell me this guy, like, he fell from basically how many stories? Like 90 stories or something ridiculous?
It didn't even look that high, though. It didn't even look that high.
Well, no, it was high. It was
high?
It was high.
When they found the body and they looked up, you could see like the skyscraper.
I'm sorry, because I just read a comic book, Batman Failsafe, where he fell from space. Batman
Yes,
fell
that's
from
different though.
space.
That's different
and
though.
he rode a piece of shrapnel down to the earth, and I
That's
didn't even
different
question it.
though.
I didn't question it. I
That's
said, okay,
different though. That is
made it.
different
Well-
though. His suit was made for that.
Very good, Ed. Very good.
Yeah.
You and I both, we thought about it for a second, and then they put some jargon in there where he like he'd built some kind of reflexive material into his suit, you know, like
Yes.
something like, and we're like, okay, we're moving
Because
on.
Batman.
Because
I mean,
Batman.
because
Anti-friction
Batman-
spray.
Yeah, you know that's how friction works, guys. That's how space entry works.
That's how it
Mhm.
works.
So okay, so you guys hated it. You guys thought it was horrible. I didn't think
You
was,
liked it?
I'm not saying I liked it. I just thought it was decent for a CW
Oh.
show. For a CW
You,
show,
you think no, it's all right if you think that there is potential.
There's
it's
potential,
possible.
yes. There's potential. Now, did it annoy me? The points that you brought up. Does it annoy me that Batman randomly like the whole thing of Batman dying, right, was so like
Yeah.
thrown in there. It was like, oh man, we're randomly going like remember, like I thought I was like, who the fuck is this guy? First off, I'm like, is this like Damian Wayne or is this somebody? Maybe he's going by a pseudonym or something like that. No, it's
I
some
think it's
random ass
like
guy.
Ted something.
Yeah,
Ted
Ted
Bundy?
Mosley.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Ted
like,
Johnson.
Ted
This is
Johnson.
some kid, some random, like, oh, Bruce Wayne's adopted son.
Yeah,
Ted Johnson.
like, yeah, he like, why did he adopt you? Oh, well, both of my parents died, and he took me in. And I was just like, okay, this is random as hell, but whatever. So the fact that
Yes.
the fact that they don't actually figure out like, hey, your father was Batman, the world's greatest detective, the world's greatest vigilante. Somehow they don't check the house, and now these two kids, which was the dumbest thing, how they found the Batcave.
Oh my god,
That
it's
was
like
so stupid.
I could have gone to Bruce Wayne's
house. Yeah.
house and just leaned on it and wow, what the hell? Yeah.
Or no, like if you go into the study and all of a sudden you see water dripping, like
Yes.
Okay, let me paint the scene for you guys, for our listeners. Literally, they were in like this like his study, and in the study, you know, they're like the guy, the adopted son's like,
It
man,
was hold on. It's not his study. It was in the penthouse apartment.
no, there wasn't.
Yeah.
They weren't in the apartment. They were at his house. They're
Are
the
you
Wayne-
sure?
Yeah, it was in the
What?
Wayne
Okay,
mansion.
because that was one of the things that didn't make any sense to me. How'd they get to the Batcave from the penthouse? Okay,
No,
maybe I'm wrong.
they're in the mansion.
That's
So-
1 point to you, Gotham Knights. I guess.
Got him. So they're in the study. The adopted son's being consulted by his not yet a hacker friend. Was like,
Who's Stephanie Brown? Spoiler. She's the hacker friend.
yeah, it's just like, yeah, she's the hacker friend.
Mhm.
So she's they're just chilling. Like, I didn't know my father. And then they're hugging, and then all of a sudden he's like, what's that noise? And they go to a random wall where you see like, it's so horrible. The wall that is supposed to hide the Batcave is actually not fully to the floor. There's a
Yeah.
small gap.
There's a gap.
There's a gap at the bottom of the floor
Yeah.
where you can
What
look
world?
underneath. Like, you don't even have to, like, you know, like in movies, somebody takes like some dust or something to find
Cock.
like the
Just
hair.
like-
They
yeah.
literally just go to this
Cock it.
random, really to this random wall. They're like, oh man, there's a gap in the wall on the floor. I see water coming from the bottom of it. What's going on? And then they go in, and then boom, they found the Batcave. Like the most easily discoverable Batcave.
This man
in
has a
all
$1 billion
history.
Batcave nuclear supercar, and he couldn't seal the crack underneath his false door.
The false
Are
door
you
where
kidding me?
water is coming out from the
Where
bottom of.
children could figure out, oh, there appears to be a super cave behind here.
Yeah, there's a super layer behind here. That's weird. They
And
go
I'll-
in. Go
ahead.
ahead.
I was gonna say, these children that were annoying me in the beginning. The series starts with, of course, if you're the son of Bruce Wayne and you go to like
Yes.
a preppy school, what are you going to do?
House party.
House party, baby.
Baby.
So Wayne Manor is off the hook. I mean, they're tearing it up, and through this whole thing, I was like, where is Alfred? Where's
where's
he
the-
right
yeah.
now?
I was
Where
like,
is Alfred?
Exactly the same. I was like, "Where's Alfred? Where
How is
the
this
fuck
happening?
I'm like, "Where the fuck is Bruce at, man?" I'm like,
Yes.
I thought Bruce was already dead because I'm like, "There's no way you're having a massive ass party at Wayne Manor." And Batman of all
And
people,
he doesn't know.
doesn't
The
know
world's
about it.
greatest detective.
the world's greatest detective, doesn't know about this. So I'm like, "Where the fuck is Batman at?" Apparently, Bruce is in his penthouse in downtown Gotham where he's getting murdered at the
He's
same
getting
time.
murked, yeah.
Yeah, he's getting violated, which is stupid in of itself. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, the whole Gotham Knights ideology is dumb to me because, spoiler alert for anybody, once again, this is the doing of the Court of Owls. The fact that the Court of Owls kills this man, the world's greatest detective.
We think. We don't know for sure.
Well, we don't know for sure, but everything is alluding to the Court of Owls.
Towards the Court of Owls.
Like people who are part of the Court of Owls, like they have a watch with the symbol of the Court of Owls on the back of it. They have people like randomly having coins in their pocket. Or no, Batman had a coin in his pocket, or not Batman. Bruce Wayne had a coin in his pocket that was the Court of Owls coin. Like, so we're assuming it's the Court of Owls. It's just so stupid that we start off the episode with Bruce Wayne getting killed somehow mysteriously by the Court of Owls. Like, the world's greatest detective did not know that the Court of Owls was onto him and killed him just like that. But somehow all these kids are coming and pretty much figuring out the mystery by the end of the episode.
You're reminding me again. Oh, you're pissing me off so much here. Later in the episode,
Raggy?
Don't tell me.
Three teenagers.
Don't tell me.
One of these teenagers dresses up as a janitor and infiltrates Wayne Tower.
Yeah, the underage employee they hired.
To think that not even Batman, forget Batman, Wayne Industries doesn't have enough security to keep 3 children from entering Bruce Wayne, who is in that universe's Elon Musk times 10, his office. Like, the 3 of us can goof around and put on an outfit and get into like Elon Musk headquarters.
Right.
Impossible.
And we each have a musical cue for some reason.
Yes, of course. But can we talk about the worst part though? Is who they're tying one of the criminals to? Who's the daughter?
There's a moment where I thought, did Ed Underground watch this? Remember when they steal a police car? There's a specific scene where the daughter of, you're about to say, the Joker's
daughter.
They steal a police car at the beginning of the movie, or the episode, and she sticks her head out with that cap on.
Yes,
and she's doing the exact Heath Ledger scene
where he's saying,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They did it shot by shot.
Yeah,
she's like having a great time, and she's like, oh, she's agent of chaos. She's an agent of chaos.
Great.
She does, and I'm not gonna lie, she does the best Joker impression by far. Like, way better than
way better than.
Like, I'm not gonna lie, sure. She definitely embarrasses.
No,
than
you.
Than Creamcast.
No, okay, all right. So better than the Ed Underground. So it's crazy that, like, it just pisses me off that they used her. Like, she tries to be the teen version of the Joker's daughter. Like, that's what they're trying to do, but it's a CW version. So she's all
like
edgy.
Teen Harley Quinn.
Like, she's trying to be super edgy. Like stupid face. Like, how dare you talk to me? My father, he left us, so I wish he was dead. It's just like, it's so much teen angst, and it's just like, it's kind of cringy. And then at the very end of the episode, I kind of laughed when she was saying the Court of Owls poem. And she's like, while you guys were being told bedtime stories, I was being told about the real life of the halls of Arkham.
Oh,
and they came up with this most bullshit as, like, nobody's supposed to know the Court of Owls existed.
That's what I'm talking about.
That's what irritates me. That irritates the shit out of me.
This child
knows
that the words the Court of Owls is. It's just weird,
right? Because the whole lore of the Court of Owls is that if you know about them, you're dead.
Yes.
Like, if you know anything about them, the talent is gonna come and kill you. She even talks about it in the poem. She's like, if you hear the talent, or you hear the Court of Owls, the talent will come for you. And it's like, how the fuck do you know about this then? How are you? Your father is the Joker. He abandoned you when you were like, before you were born, as you say, or like you were 2 years old. So you don't have no real ties to the criminal underworld as like Harley Quinn does and all this other stuff, because Joker has not been in your life. but for some reason, you know about the most secret organization that has been around for like since the 1600s.
She said
But
she
somehow
heard
you
it,
know
and she said she heard it
in the
in the
halls of
halls
Arkham.
of Arkham.
Yeah.
Why would this child, who is 12 years old, I don't know, she's probably like 15, 16, I don't know in reality, but how you can't even get a child close to Arkham.
Yeah.
So of course, in this universe, Arkham is probably some juvie.
Juvie
Who
school,
knows what
right.
it is?
Like the Joker,
Ugh.
and I think
Ugh.
the Joker is dead in this series, right? He got killed, right?
Yeah, they mentioned that Batman killed the Joker.
Right. So
Really?
yeah,
In
Batman
the
killed
series,
Joker. Yeah, killed the Joker, but we don't know if that's actually true or not. But yeah, Joker's supposed to be dead. Yeah, it just kind of annoyed me. Like they make the Court of Owls like if you go from the comic book Court of Owls to now, and you listen to this, if this was your first time listening to the Court of Owls, it just sounds like some like angsty group. I bet you, I'm calling this now. If we actually watch this show,
go ahead. I'll have my prediction too. Go ahead.
The guy that the son is beefing with.
Brett,
yeah, fucking Brett.
Or he has such a name too.
Yeah.
It was like Brett or
Brett.
some like Chad kind of name,
Which is crazy because if you guys don't know, Brett was making out with the Bruce
chick.
Wayne's. Yeah, Bruce Wayne's. Not Bruce Wayne's adopted son's
Son's
best
love
friend,
interest.
his
Yeah.
love interest.
Oh,
But they're just
yeah.
friends right now. And she's like,
Mhm.
he's just jealous because he
It was
has
like a high school.
he's jealous because he has everything that you want, and he just keeps looking at her like, bitch, I want you. Like,
Yeah.
like she does. I don't think she understands that he wants her more than friends. But he's like this, like really weird guy. Like he's like I said, he has a fucked up name, like Brett. Like, like they try to purposely make him to seem like a bad guy.
It's gonna be like Brett Cobblepot or something.
Yeah,
We're
something
gonna be
weird.
like, oh,
Wait,
okay,
wait.
oh.
So Game
Okay.
Face is a good point. It's basically Gotham 90210, but
Yes.
worse.
Yeah.
I would have preferred that it be a high school centric series than the ridiculous murder plot where these kids are on the run for the murder of Batman, which is just terrible. I would rather it be Gotham High, and like I mean, he's beefing with Brett Cobblepot and Joker McGee. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would rather that
The kids
than
it's
yes.
the kids of the Gotham.
the kids of
series.
all the villains like versus him. Like yeah,
Yeah, right.
you know, like in the next basketball game, or you know, he's trying to get with Catwoman's daughter or something. I don't know.
It'd be like what's it like Real Housewives is like
Yes.
real kids of Gotham, you know. And,
I would rather that than this. What's going on?
But you know what? As bad as this is, there's going to be 8-10 seasons of this.
Well, this
I
is
don't
what
know.
I'm saying. I don't know. I also
No,
don't know if
look
it's gonna
at
make
look
it.
at Batwoman. Batwoman is terrible, atrocious.
Now hold
Yeah,
on.
whatever.
Now
What?
hold on.
It's
Hold
bad.
on.
Okay.
My sister brought up this point to me when I was talking about other media to her. She brought up a very good point. She said,
This is not
"Bitch,
for us.
it's not made for you."
It really
And
is.
she walked
Who's
away.
this made for?
It's
Who?
made for
For
teenagers
teenagers-
to watch the
teenagers-
CW.
No, even teenagers don't like this.
No,
No,
you just said
Hold on.
Batwoman went on for 7 seasons. You just said we just
I
talked
didn't
about the
say it
Flash.
went on for 7
just
seasons,
talked
but
about
it's gone on
Arrow.
for that long.
Whatever. These shows go on. These shows go on because there's an audience for them
Yeah.
that watches them, and it's not for us.
No, you know who it's made for, and I'm going to say it, it's made for those who are into the whole woke stuff, into the whole terrible. I'm
No,
be
it's not.
honest. No, I see it like this.
I
All
didn't
this-
see
all
a
the
lot of
shows-
woke
hold on.
elements in this.
Hold
I
on.
didn't see
Not
a lot
yet.
of woke elements in this.
Not yet, but
No, but in
hold on.
Batwoman episode 1, there was
come on.
Batwoman episode 1 had
It's
woke
Shapiro
elements.
coming through.
What?
Let guys let Andrew Tate come and say what he
No,
wants to say.
but look at this. Look at this.
Top
Okay,
G, top G.
the
Top G.
not Batman animated series. The Justice League animated series, the Young Justice, stuff like that. That's
Mhm.
geared towards kids, teenagers, high schoolers, and stuff like that. And it's actually good. I watched a few episodes. They're pretty good. This crap is made for those who are into the whole woke stuff. I guarantee you.
What is
somewhere,
that? Who is that woke stuff? Who is that? What group is that?
Batwoman.
What group
What
is
group
that?
is
What
that?
what
It's for
demographic are you describing?
it's for the 5 people on Twitter who are always angry and tweeting out stuff like,
Well, I got
cancel
news for
us.
you. There are more than 5 people watching Batwoman. Batwoman has
Okay, 6 people.
watch it. Yeah, but you're not realistic about
No,
it.
no, no. So if you go there, you could watch actually the rating systems online and see how good or
We're
bad
not
a
talking
show
about
is.
rating. We're talking about
But
views.
no, no, he's talking about how people are actually watching this stuff. You can go
Yeah.
online and see who's
There's
watching.
low rated stuff that
The
people love.
ratings are not relevant anymore. Ratings are not relevant in
Ratings
television.
are not relevant anymore.
No, live ratings are not relevant.
How so?
Television shows are measured in a different way. They're streamed now, so nobody watches appointment television. Nobody sits at 9 o'clock. Kids don't come home like we used to back in the day and watch their show at 9 o'clock
So
on
then
Wednesday
why?
night.
So then why play it on TV then?
Because
CW owns the rights to the show, and that's how they want to premiere it there.
I understand there are things online. Shoot, my family has a Roku, whatever
Roku?
TV, Roku TV,
Roku, it's a knockoff
It's
brand.
a
whatever,
knockoff.
whatever, the cheap brand.
Got that Roku.
You can watch things on. I don't watch TV. I watch
It doesn't
everything,
even have like
Hey,
YouTube.
put on that Roku.
Yeah.
but I don't watch. I don't watch TV anymore. I watch everything online, whether it be through streaming service or whatever.
The Roku overheating. Put outside. Too hot.
No, but there are certain things that are on
It doesn't
TV
even
for a
connect to the
reason.
internet. You gotta plug it into like an antenna in your roof.
But there are certain things that are on TV for reasons to have ratings. What's the whole point of it then? Why not just have?
So to be fair, okay, so you bring up a point with Batwoman, right? So you can find the ratings of all these shows. Like this information is readily and publicly available.
Yes, it is.
So like for Batwoman, right? I'm literally looking it up right now. With the last episode that aired, are we having fun yet? Are we having fun yet?
Oh, it's still on?
And
Wow.
yes, and season. This is
Batwoman is still on.
Yeah, Batwoman. Well, this is in 2022.
See, you say that now, but back then when I was saying, "Oh, this is trash," you were saying, "No, it's not." La, la, la.
Okay, so last episode that aired was March 2nd to 2022. It had 420,000 people that viewed it. At one point, when the show first came out, it had for its pilot had 1.86 million people watch it. So the decline is real. So it has declined.
That's a big.
It has declined. Yeah, but the thing is that people still watch it. So these are people that are actually tuning in to see Batwoman season 3 now.
That's people tuning in at that time. Now this show's probably makes most of its money when it's streamed, just like every other show these days. So on advertising off whatever Hulu or wherever it's based out of
HBO.
So you're not seeing that number, Ed.
Is this on streaming platforms? That I don't know.
Yes,
I don't know.
It's probably on Hulu
it
or
is.
something.
It's just like everything else.
Everything streams, Ed.
Not everything.
But even
everything
like
is streamed.
like Game Face is saying, a lot of people still watch over the air TV.
Oh yeah.
So you're also not taking into account all the people that are watching it.
Well, no, that's what I'm talking
where.
about. I'm not even.
No,
talking
that is what he's talking about. The live.
I'm talking about the live audience, the live viewers. I'm not talking about streaming at all. I'm asking.
Well, let me ask. How many of us watched the CW? Watched the Gotham Knights live when it aired? None of us did.
No.
Yeah.
No. Ever since.
So how many? Imagine how many people.
Oh, since Supergirl.
Multiply that number of people for every episode that comes out. You can't. The ratings don't mean anything anymore.
It still does. There was a show that was on around the time Batwoman came out, and it was, I forgot the name of the show, but it was actually decent, better than Batwoman. Yet it got canceled, and Batwoman is still on, even through all the part where the main actress left and got replaced.
The reason is because it gets more views. That's the reason.
Right. You didn't hear what I just said.
You said it was better. I agree with you. Probably is better.
And got more views.
No, how do you know? Canceled. How do you know it gets more views?
The site that
but the ratings
was just on. You can see the ratings.
Exactly.
Good question. Do you consider The Big Bang Theory to be a good show?
In my opinion, I think it was better back then than it is if it's still on.
Do you consider it to be a good show?
Sure.
Right.
That said, sure. I'm kind of in between that.
You do consider it to be a good show?
I mean, back then it was ratings.
Good. It's not about ratings. It's just about how many people are watching it.
Yeah.
No,
advertising.
If you have, let's say you have, 1,000 people watching a TV show. Yes, those 1,000 people are watching every week, but you gotta understand something. If you have low ratings, then why put your show on your station? For instance, WWE Raw has their thing Monday Night Raw every Monday, and depending on their ratings, they get to stay on that network. If not, they have to go to a different network. I know that about that because
Are
I'm
you
actively,
explaining ratings to us? We know all this.
yeah.
What we're trying to
So
tell you is there are more in 2023. A show is measured more than the Nielsen ratings that it used to get 20 years ago. That doesn't mean anything. That explains why Batwoman, a terrible show that should have been canceled 4 years ago, is still on the air because it still generates advertising dollars
you
in
didn't
some fashion.
hear what I'm saying, what I said a few minutes ago. I forgot the name of the show. It was decent and got more views, better ratings than Batwoman.
But it didn't
But it got canceled.
it didn't
Batwoman
have
is still
advertising.
on.
It didn't have the advertising connection that Batwoman
It
does.
had the same advertising. It just had the thing was
What show is this?
I forgot the name of the show.
Okay,
This is like
well,
years ago when Batwoman first, like the first year that came out.
Batwoman is an IP. Batwoman is a DC Comics
That's what I
IP.
was about to say. Maybe it's because of the IP because they
It's
got
not
lower
maybe. It
ratings.
is. It is.
but the thing is,
Batwoman is supported by a lot of stuff. That's why it's.
but right now, I mean, we're just, I mean, your argument is kind of weak because you're bringing up some
I
unknown
wish I knew
show.
the name of the show. I wish I
Yeah,
knew
yeah,
the
you
name of
don't know
the
the name
show.
of the show, so I mean,
But
we can't,
I
can't
guarantee
argue.
you it was better than this.
Well,
There's lots
I
of
don't
shows
want
that
to
are
take.
probably
I don't
better.
want to take. Yeah, there's better is subjective, right? So better
Yeah.
is
Okay,
so.
I'll use actual statistics. It got more views. It got a better
Wait, once
rating.
again, you're not telling us the show, so it's a moot.
I forgot the name of the show.
Yeah, so that's a
But
moot
I
point.
don't
So
know
I know why
half of
we're
the
kind
stuff that's on CW now. I just know what two terrible ones, Supergirl and Batwoman.
what
And
I'm
I've
saying
now
is,
probably Gotham Knights.
what I'm
So
saying is it's a moot point that you keep bringing this show up because one, we don't know the show, so we can't even compare the stats against Batwoman or anything else. So like it's kind
well,
of
we
like
can't compare it to that. How about you compare it to everything else then? Yeah, you compare
well
it
you say you don't know,
to
you only know two
Arrow.
shows.
Well, no, hold on. No, there's other ones, right? Arrow, Flash. That's the ones
Why
that
is
I
the Ed Underground even talking right now? He hasn't even watched the episode.
Yeah, I know. He's the
He
next
does this all the
expert of
time,
this whole
so
thing for
I
All
some
mean,
right. Well,
reason.
you know what? Okay.
I
I think
know about
we
it.
talked about Gotham Knights here. Let's give it our quick blurries and move on to the main course.
Okay.
Correct? Does anyone have anything extra
Sure.
to say about Gotham Knights?
No, that's fine. Two blurries.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I couldn't stand it.
I would
Generous.
give it, yeah, I would give it a solid. Are we gonna do it off the potential, or are we just doing it off of the pilot?
Pilot.
For the pilot.
Just off the
Yeah,
pilot,
you have to.
I give it a 3.
Three.
Yeah,
Dang.
it has potential. I feel like if they can get away from some of the teen angsty stuff and get more to
They will never. They will never. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's the bread
That's what
and
the
butter.
CW is.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
if
what
you
they do
want
well.
something different than which is gonna get canceled anyways, would have been Titans. Teenagers,
Titans?
very
That's a
serious,
good idea.
a lot of blood. You
Well,
know
I
what
mean, do you guys ever watch
A lot of
Gotham?
violence.
The series Gotham?
I
watched
like
the first
Gotham.
season.
I
watched the
like
first season.
Gotham.
I
No.
mean, I didn't like
I
Gotham,
didn't
but
I didn't finish
It was
it, but I did like it.
it's the same thread
Same.
of Gotham
Mhm.
Knights. It's just
Mhm.
less teen stuff, but
teens.
just more of the same writing. Honestly, Jada Pinkett Smith in the show doesn't feel believable. I feel like I got to the point where we got to see Joker. This was before Joker got turned into Joker. So I think that was just in season 1. It just
I think
it
I
was
watched
boring.
3 episodes and Jim Gordon didn't have a mustache, so I stopped watching. That was my reason.
Okay, that was your reason. Okay, fair enough. Yeah,
I didn't
to
get
me,
my
it's boring.
blurry yet. I would say 1.5.
Keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Yeah, no, it was whack.
It was whack. It was whack.
Yeah, they need to do better. But like I said, I hope
Gotham
they don't blow.
Knights,
I feel like
whack.
they kind of blew their load a little bit on introducing. Like the only, I don't say they blew their load too early because showing Talon at the end. I don't know which version of Talon this is supposed to be. Which is kind of weird that they showed Talon in the first place because this obviously is not going off of the what's the name of that damn comic, the Robin comic. or even the one afterward with when he fights the Court of Owls. What's the name of the series?
The comic?
Yeah,
Comic.
the comic series.
He fights the Court of Owls.
Yeah.
He fights it in the mainline Batman series.
No, there was a specific run that I'm thinking of. I can't think of the name. But
you're talking about the animated series?
No, the comic book.
No.
The comic.
He's talking about comic. There was one that came after.
Yeah, it was the Robin. It was the Robin comic, where he finds out about the Court of Owls, and then after that there was the Batman one, the main one, where he finds out about the Court of Owls. He fights Talon. Talon tries to kill him. The William, what's his name? I'm forgetting all these names now. But anyways,
oh, you forgot the names. Just like I forgot the name of this TV show that was a lot better than Batwoman. Then it got canceled for some reason. Go on.
Shut up. You bring up dumb points. Like, God, you sound stupid sometimes. Anyways, yeah, they honestly are not copying this, but I just kind of feel like they just blew their kind of load on it at the beginning. So I'm excited. I want to see what I want to see what they do with it. Am I going to watch maybe 1 or 2 more episodes? Sure. But yeah, I feel like it's just, the 90210, the what was the other show you were talking about?
Josie.
Melrose Place.
Melrose Place, and then what was the OC? Yeah,
OC.
OC. Like I feel like this is just more. This is gonna be the OC. Like they're gonna be, like you said, they're gonna be at a party. I bet you there's gonna be a party at the end. Absolutely.
There's a way you could do this show right, and like I said, that's why I brought up Smallville. Smallville does it right, and it's like a fine line. And this one veered really hard into the 90210. Like it overwhelmed the Batman aspect, where Smallville kind of rode the line very well.
Yeah, Smallville was, it didn't go too far into the teen angsty at all.
Yes.
It was, yeah.
And I can say the setting helped because it was in a small town and they had very real world problems.
Right.
And these rich kids are not relatable.
They're not relatable whatsoever. And it's the girl going from just being the blonde love interest to now being a masterclass hacker.
She's hacking. She's in the Gotham bank system right now.
She's like, I never hacked anything this big before. And then boom, she's a world-class hacker. All of a sudden hacking banks and shit and so forth. And it's just like, what in the hell is going on? But we'll see what happens.
This kid is on the run for his father's murder, but he's all cool about it. Yeah, he's like, we're gonna solve the murder.
And somehow they go back to
an alley going like, ah.
And somehow they go back to their school. Like there's no way they go back to the school.
Yeah, nobody turns them in. Nobody calls them.
Oh shit! He did re-enroll back in school.
He really ran back to the school.
He?
Yeah.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Yes, remember where they put the code in? They're in the exact same spot where they put the chick put the code in to go into that secret room.
No, but the chick is not on the run with him.
No, but Batman's son knows about the place.
Guys, you guys are making Gotham Knights sound like a fool right now. I don't know about all this.
This is going to be the most epic.
Solid writing that it has.
All right, it's a 1 then. It's 1 out of 10.
No. You stick to you live with that.
All right, 1.5.
You said 1.5. You live with
that. You live with it. I gave it a 3.
The rest of your life.
I give
it a 2.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
I mean, we're going up a sliding scale. And Ed,
I gave it a 0.
You haven't watched it. You have no opinion.
It's not worth watching. It's just not worth watching.
Let's watch the taste out of our mouths here with some better television.
Oh, what better television is that?
Why The Last of Us completed its first season.
Wow. Yeah. I mean, it's just a little small show. Not many people have heard of. It's a show that,
I've heard of it.
Yeah. There was a game that was based off the show.
Ed never played the game.
Yeah.
I have not.
Yeah.
And he knows nothing about the game.
Well,
no, I know about the game.
No,
I know about the game. I haven't played the game, but I know about the story.
Do you know about clickers?
Yeah, they're the ones I can't see. They have the more fungi.
Okay, you are completely going against what you've said before. Because before we were talking about all this, and you're like, I don't know what a clicker is. I never played the game.
Yeah,
I don't know what the story is.
Maybe I researched it later.
Yes, you did watch YouTube videos. We know that for sure.
Okay, I see. Yeah, all right.
Oh, guys, stop trying to.
There's nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong about getting informed about a certain topic or whatever.
What do you think about the second game, man?
I heard the second game wasn't that good. I heard the continuity was not the best. A lot of things got switched up.
Game Face, you're 100% right. We're about to do a pivot into the Ed Underground, going through another rant again about The Last of Us 2. Never played the game.
Whoa. Hold on.
Was really upset about The Last of Us 2.
Hold on. We're on The Last of Us 1. I didn't say if it was good or not, in my opinion.
We're not talking about we're just talking about
Last You're talking about Game of the Year award winner, Last of Us 2?
Yeah,
Last of Us 2.
No, we're on here talking about Last of Us
Season 1.
Correct? Season 1, correct? Yeah.
Correct.
And I'll give my opinion on it.
Game Face. Yeah, just buckle in. We're gonna probably have a bumpy ride. So Last of Us Season 1 obviously followed the game from the Last of Us game. So it was a surprise to a lot of people when Last of Us got announced years back, just because it was it's a great storytelling game for sure, but it's very hard to translate games into a different medium, such as like movies. So I think a lot of people, not just us, but I think a lot of people were really scared of this adaptation of the story. And
I'd like to add to that too. Like, even though I have not played the game, I was actually hold on. I was scared for fans of this game. For this game being turned into a series, because for the most part, it's never gone that well. So I was scared for like fans of The Last of Us that it would not go well. Go on.
Okay. So yeah,
it's good to know.
Yeah. So this, I mean, as a person who's played most of 1, I need to finish it. It was
wait a minute.
What?
You didn't even finish it?
No, I got to like the end and I stopped.
And all this talking, go on.
No. The difference is when we talked about it last time, you said that you absolutely zero about it.
Continue.
Yeah, like, you haven't even played the games. You didn't know the game existed until.
But you didn't finish the game. But continue.
You knew more about Last of Us 2 than you did about the original one.
Go on.
I don't know what point Ed's trying to make, but it's like Ed. Like,
I don't know, but we need to move on here. Ed,
yes, I keep saying go on.
Let's move on.
Yeah. Go on. Anyways, but no. So like watching The Last of Us and seeing a lot of stuff that literally shot for shot of the game that you played through, is really awesome. And that's the thing with The Last of Us. Like a lot of the gameplay is, obviously, really highlighting really Joel and Ellie's adventure. The way they were able to capture a lot of the action of that, like when they went through the museum, I really was not expecting that to be as good as it was. They just nailed the interactions with the characters. They nailed the action, how the clickers respond, just the overall danger of the game. There were certain parts of the series that I was very happy about, and there's some parts that I was a little bit upset about how they did, mainly because of the fact that it kind of killed, for me, I would say kind of the overall danger of how the clickers and how they affected are in this game, and the overall danger that they represent. It seemed like, and I think from what I've seen from other people who critiqued this series, is that the clickers were not the major threat over it. The threat was more of the people, which kind of gives me vibes of The Walking Dead again. Well, The Walking Dead, where the zombies were the major threat at first, but then you kind of evolved from that to seeing that the humans were the major threat, and actually the zombies were, or the geeks or the freaks as they call them. I don't think they ever mentioned zombies within The Walking Dead, but these different walkers and so forth, they are kind of the side characters. And that was the little thing that I was disappointed about with this whole series, is that in the game, you deal with both. You deal with the human interaction and the infected interaction. And I'm not gonna lie, like dealing with the interaction with the clickers was definitely scarier than dealing with the humans, for sure, for me. Like with the school, when you had to fight in the school, which they didn't cover in full detail. They kind of alluded to certain parts of it, but really they didn't really touch it at all. But the whole school fight where you fight the bloater, that was like, I'm not gonna lie, I remember fighting that scene and I was like, my hands were sweating because I'm just, when you fight against like monsters and so forth, that's a little scarier than dealing with human NPCs. So that was kind of the thing, like that kind of took me back. It was like clickers just didn't have the fear
I
factor
will
like I wanted.
I will disagree with you um on also, like, this is a zombie genre show coming in late to the game, right? Other
Sure.
shows have kind of been here. um I will disagree with you on the clicker human threat comparison. I was more terrified of the human beings in this show than I have been in The Walking Dead, in any other variation of this type of show. The human beings in this show were more realistically desperate and justifiably terrifying in their actions.
Mm.
It wasn't just evil for the sake of being evil. I could understand why they're doing it, and I can understand being in a situation, fighting these people, or being with a group of these people, like fueled by vengeance or fueled by hunger or whatever it is. You know what I mean? The human beings in this series, and I think you're right. They selected the human threat here, and the clickers are the background. And I believe in the second season they said they'll have the clickers will be much more prominent in the second season. I like the idea that the clickers are something that you desperately avoid, and that whole, like, that infection is something you desperately avoid, but you cannot avoid people. And the people are, no matter how far away from the cities you get, or the forests, they're cruel everywhere.
Sure.
And that cruelty was more real in this show than I had experienced it in other shows like it, and I liked that aspect of it. Where the opposite is true too. The excuse me, the humanity and the like the scrap of hope people cling on to, in like the third episode with the two guys.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's a good contrast to the grim reality of the rest of the series. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The first season, where you do get this ounce of, okay, there's a possibility to have a happy life here. You also see it with that too, the hilarious native couple in
Oh
the
yeah.
woods. That was great. Like, I wish we could stay with them because they were awesome. But they have a sense of normalcy there, but it's such a huge contrast between them and everybody else in the world that's alive right now. So, although I agree with you, the clicker stuff could have been more prominent. I think they showed enough of it to scare you that, okay, they're really scary. Like that one scene with I think the fifth
The
episode, where a whole bunch
the
of them come out of the
truck.
ground.
Yeah,
That's what I was
Yeah,
thinking
yeah,
the
about.
Kathleen
right.
When they
episode.
come out from the
The
underneath, it's
Yeah.
Yeah, the
insane.
Yeah.
imposing nature of how fast, and you know what they did that no other show did. The other shows that we've mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
they showed infected children.
Yeah.
They showed infected children, where Walking Dead showed it, but never in a murderous way. Like, there were all the innocence was still there of an infected child.
Yeah.
With this, it's like, okay, this 3-year-old is coming at me to kill me, and one of them's gonna have to, like, do something you can't do in any other genre of television. So I like that they showed the honesty of the reality, because you never see that in these movies or TV shows, to the
Mm,
extent at
I
which they
take.
showed it
I
here.
disagree with that.
I haven't.
Uh,
Well,
I'll say.
I think you see it in other things. I think you're right, but to the extent where you see it here, even though they kind of just touched on it in a TV capacity too, I think that there's a stark difference
Well, I
there.
disagree.
Well,
I disagree with that in the sense of like, I see what you're saying. Like in The Walking Dead, they really, now that I'm trying to think of it, they didn't have any really many scenes where they showed kids killing, like the adults and so forth. I know they show
No,
kid zombies and
they show
them
kid
killing
zombies.
killing kid zombies,
But
but
it was more like sad that, oh, a kid zombie, that's sad. You know what I
sure,
mean? Like,
yeah.
yeah.
I think the only time I would say that's given a good comparison that I think is actually better than what the Last of Us done has done was um what's that damn show called? Game of
28.
Thrones. Game of Thrones,
Uh,
where they had the White Walkers attacking Hardhome. and then
Oh yeah.
the one female leader, she ends up getting murdered by all those kids. Like she was killing all the White Walkers, or all the whites, and then all of a sudden, then the whites, like 4 or 5 kids, show up and they just brutally, murder
Oh
her.
right. Yeah. I
So like,
remember that.
yeah, so that's why I'm thinking of, like, I'm putting, like, because I mean, at the same time, you gotta talk, like, when you're bringing up these shows, like, you gotta talk about shows that are comparable. So like we were saying, like The Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, and with how they dealt with their zombies and so forth. You gotta do it to. I'm thinking of that caliber.
I agree with you. If I mean, there might be other examples here, but the fantasy element of Game of Thrones disconnects me from like a kid in overalls crawling through the back of a station wagon. There was just a tonal difference
Sure.
between like the White Walkers and the King of, the White Walker King. I forgot all this. I'm too far removed from that show to
Yeah,
know
it's been a
references
while. Yeah,
anymore.
it's been a while.
Um, like I know exactly the scene you're talking about, and in the moment it was striking with the kids with the blue eyes.
Yeah.
But in this, there's that scene where Ellie's in the car and that kid is just flipping all around. You remember
Yeah.
that was the
Mm-hmm.
scariest thing I'd seen. Like I was panic inducing fear that I didn't get from any other Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, any of these
Sure.
zombie variants. That was just they did a very good job of creating
Panic in that moment.
a
Fear.
panic and a threat, like a real relatable panicky threat.
I
Sure.
think that was
Yeah.
my favorite episode too.
I would I might agree with you. That fifth episode was very good.
Yeah,
It was
I could
really
Yeah,
talk
that
a
was
lot
good.
about that
Yeah.
one.
I mean, so I think that the end was a shocker for a lot of people.
That yeah, that was
How,
a
yeah, how
gut
Henry,
wrench.
Yeah, yeah.
ends up getting, he dies, and
yeah.
that's exactly what happens in the game too with Henry, which is kind of cool. Like, you never thought, I really never thought, like, to express that type of emotional anguish, like, because I remember watching it with my wife and she was just kind of like, what the hell just happened? I was like, I mean, dude literally kills his brother. I mean, in that moment, he did what was right. He killed his brother, but his body was just reacting. He wasn't actively thinking, like, I need to kill my brother. He kills him because he changes, but doesn't realize the gravity. And like in the game, it's a little different. I mean, he just, like, Joel's really trying to grab the gun from, or trying to get the gun from him, still trying to talk to him, like, give me the gun. Like, Henry, don't do. He's
Yeah.
like, in this one, like in the show, Henry, when he kills himself, um Joel, like in this one, he's like, Henry, don't shoot me, put the gun down, put the gun. In the game, he's like, Joel knows what's about to happen. So he's like, Henry, give me the gun. Don't do it, Henry. Give me the gun. And he obviously turns the gun on himself and kills himself, which is phenomenal how they portrayed it. Because if you did not know anything about the game, I guarantee for most people they did not see that coming whatsoever.
Yep, I'm
Um,
one of those people. Didn't see that coming.
yeah, most people didn't see that coming. And then even my wife, she was questioning. She's like, "Why didn't Henry, or the brother, I forgot his name now. Why did he
Sam.
attack Sam? Yeah, Sam. Like, why didn't Sam attack Ellie?" I was like, "Well, he's deaf, and they get triggered by sound. So I'm like, if he's deaf, he's not gonna know when he changes. He's not gonna know Ellie is there. So I'm like, Ellie literally got lucky by falling asleep, because if
Yeah.
if she was walking around while he changed, he would have attacked her immediately and probably would have gotten killed. But I was like, it was just he was deaf. I'm like, that's the rare opportunity that you see a deaf infected actually how they interact. And I was like, that's such a cool touch. Like,
Yeah.
if you're not paying attention to that and don't realize that, you just be like, oh, it might be a plot hole. And I see some people complain, like, why did he attack? Like, dude was deaf, and that was such a clever way
Yeah, very clever.
to introduce him being changed. I thought that was perfect. Yeah, I'll say this is easily probably. I agree with Ed Underground. This is probably one of my most. That's probably my favorite episode out of this entire series.
Yeah, it was just enough of the I like that Brock Lesnar clicker too that came up from the ground.
Yeah,
Um
the bloater. Yeah,
yeah, I call him the final boss, Brock Lesnar or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen all the episodes, but that happens to be my favorite one because of the connection that was being developed with Ellie and the little kid Sam. And to not see that coming at the end, when the kid was writing down, do you still feel if you're infected or you turn into a monster or something like that?
are you scared? He asked her, like, are you scared?
Yeah, because I was wondering that whole time when they're Sam and Henry were under the car, like, no way, they had to get bit or something. Or I
Hmm.
was thinking Henry may have gotten bit. And then when the kid was writing down in the hotel, how does it do you still feel when you become a monster or whatever? And I was like, nah, did the kid get bit? And then he shows the scar, like, oh crap. Like, dang, like this is the one episode where I actually felt like connected to because there was so much like emotion and you feel for the characters.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And I was kind of hoping when Ellie had cut herself and put that sounds gross, but put her blood into his wound.
Into his wound.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping like, it's kind of gross and not safe at all. But because Ellie is immune, maybe it might work.
That's funny that you are saying it's gross, where
No,
the
I
bloater's
mean in
literally
real life.
ripping people in half, ripping their heads off.
Well, no,
People are
no.
getting
I'm
bitten
just
to death.
saying
He's
in
like,
real
oh
life.
my goodness,
No, I
they're
mean in
slopping
real life.
blood.
In real life, someone cuts himself and puts their blood into your wound. Like, nah, that's not good at all. So when she did that, I was like, okay, maybe this will work.
Mm.
So I was kind of like jumping back and forth when Ellie woke up. Sam was on the bed looking into nothing outside
Hmm.
through the window. Like, okay, this can go 50-50 here. Either he's going to like turn around and he's perfectly fine, or he's going to turn around and boom, she gets tackled. And
Right. Right.
dang, she got tackled. And the gut wrench is when Henry killed his brother. Like, wow. And then on him, yeah. Ugh, that
Game
was
Face. Oh, Game Face just asked, whose death was more traumatic, Tess or Sam?
ooh. Uh
I would say
I like.
I would say mm,
I'll say Tess, because she got. Well, no, I'll say Sam because Tess
I would
actually
say
went out.
Sam.
Yeah, Tess went out a good way. She was able to
She went out like a
get with
G.
kiss. Yeah, she got a
Yeah.
kiss. She got a little tongue action. So
Um.
lucky her. You know what I'm
Sam.
saying?
Sam's just like it. It's sad
I would
in
say
the.
Sam because he's like super innocent. He hasn't
It's yeah. He's innocent.
yeah.
You like him as a kid. You like him. You
Yeah.
know him. Like you see for him from going from like desperate and sad to hopeful, and like
Yeah.
there's like a little light of hope in
And they
him.
went through all that mess just at the end.
Yeah.
They make it,
Yeah.
but
Plus, Joel is not a like he doesn't. uh
show emotion that well or
yeah, he doesn't. He does. Yeah, he doesn't put his emotions outward like what he's experiencing. You're just watching it happen. Whereas with Sam and Ellie, you can see because they're younger. That the topper was when she put the "I'm sorry" on his board. That really got me.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so it's like emotions are out there with Sam, and innocence of it is leaves you more than Tess. Tess, she went out like a G, like I said, like I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
badass. We,
So
we would all
I'll have to
hope to go
say
out that way.
I have to say Sam. He's like drawing things on the walls and stuff like that. He's like just this innocent kid and who's deaf, and then he's done nothing wrong. And
Right.
then like for that to happen, they make it through all that mess, and then for that to happen right at the end, like at the goal, like dang, to the promised land. He made it to the promised land. Then dang,
Now, Green Tuner, what was your favorite episode out of this? Did you watch the entire series?
Yeah.
All right, what was your
Yeah,
favorite
I think
episode?
for sure I'm in agreement with you. The fifth episode. And just to show how depraved people can be would be the how many episodes are in this? I'm just trying to make
Nine.
sure
Nine,
I'm
nine.
Should probably
so
say
the eighth
eight.
episode
Yeah.
was also very like
The cannibal
I
episode.
really liked
Yeah.
it because of how dark it went.
Mhm.
Yeah. No. Yeah. The eighth episode was. It was. I would say masterful in storytelling, and the
yeah,
fact that they were able to portray so many things like where it started to make sense, like the
Why they weren't
cannibal.
like burying the bodies
Yeah.
and
Why?
shit.
Yeah. Exactly. Like the girl was like asking, pleading. Can we bury my father? And he's like, eh,
spring or
nah,
whatever.
let's wait till spring. The
Mm.
ground's too hard, and that was secretly, a way for them to eat, to continue living, which is
Yeah.
totally understandable. I mean, desperate times call for desperate measures, and they did what they had to do. But I think this goes back to what Darkseid said. This show was really good at showing the desperation of people.
Yeah.
Like like Walking Dead, they did that as well. You know, they had episode uh, act where they had to go against cannibals, and the the justification was the same way. Actually, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I like probably the Walking Dead's cannibals a little bit more. Uh, if you guys are not aware, like The Walking Dead, the cannibals were eating people because they tried to be nice to people. They were, very open arms to people, and then they kept having people try to take advantage of them, trying to kill them, which some of the raiders did. So they got revenge, and they ended up killing them. And then they were starving, so they ate them. And then they were like, "Hey, either you become prey, you're either predator or the prey." So I kind of like the Walking Dead's version a little bit better, but this was really good. I thought they did a really good depiction of the cannibalism, and then cults.
Yes, and that too. Well, the fact that people are willing to put their trust in someone, just for
safety,
desperation.
Yeah, provisions.
No, desperation. Where exactly. The religions, brainwashing, and obviously the dark secret that the leader had. Do you think he also took advantage of the other women?
Absolutely.
And the girls in the group?
Yeah.
I think so too.
He was a pedo. He was a pedo, and that was the whole thing. They were trying.
I did like one thing about him.
What?
He laid a wicked glove slap on that kid.
Oh, that kid? Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
I do love a good glove slap. You don't see a lot of them anymore, like the proper glove slap. He just he was like, "What? What'd you say?"
Yeah, like, hey, we should just kill them all. He was like, "I got something for that ass." Yeah, he did but did he actually glove slap her, or did he slap the shit out of her?
No, he was a glove slap.
I thought he slapped her.
No, it was. I thought it was.
I thought it was
Dark Side.
Okay, hold on now.
He probably went back and did slow mo. He's like,
hold on now. If he didn't glove slap, that would explain the wicked recoil that child. She was knocked off the thing.
Yeah,
so I was. I could swear that was a glove slap. I was like, what a glove slap.
I think it was just. I think it was a full on slam.
Yeah,
backhand. Let's just agree to disagree so I can live happily.
Oh, yes, you can have your glove slap. No, I mean, this show just hit I just think it just hit all the marks. And this is one of those shows, like, I'm kind of mad at you bastards that, binged it all at the end. Because,
these two fucking asses.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm sitting there watching week by
things
week.
to do, son.
Shut up, Sway.
Yeah, you don't have the answers. It's just crazy that you got to watch it all at one time, while me and Green Tuna over here are just suffering
week to week,
like literally suffering through every episode, trying to watch this great masterpiece.
And sorry, just quickly before I forget, and the cool thing about episode 8 too is they actually showed how monstrous Joel can be.
Oh, he was
like they showed what he's capable of.
Yeah,
where he was like torturing the guy with the knife slowly.
Okay,
and then
so
all this
let's
crazy
talk
shit
about,
he was doing.
Let's talk about Joel's
yeah.
portrayal of he's not a hero, and they don't care to show him in a heroic light. He is the most anti-hero character. He will go from you'll love him to be like, oh, dude's putting down his gun and surrendering, and he'll murk everybody in the room.
Yeah.
It's
with Joel, and I think it was a great representation of Joel. Joel is not like everybody thought Joel was gonna be. Oh, he's the great dad. Oh, like Joel went from everybody's favorite dad to I don't give a fuck, I will murder anybody, to now I'm gonna love I'm gonna be. Of course, guys, come on, Henry, come on, Sam, come with us in our journey, to I'm going to kill everybody in this fucking hospital to get Ellie back. Like, absolutely great representation of Joel. Like, Joel is not the good guy in this. And I think that's another thing they really did well, is to show that Joel is not a good guy. Joel, I mean, he's a good guy in our world, but outside of us, Joel is the murderer. Like, he's the one, I think in the game he kills Tess's, he's the one, instead of Kathleen getting her brother killed, is Joel kills Tess's brother. So, like, Joel is not the good guy to a lot of people. Joel is the bad guy in a lot of this
Yeah.
to other people, and I think I really like the fact that we don't have this world where the good guys are just the good guys, and there's a clear demarcation between the two. You have it's a lot of gray, and the people that are good, they're really not good. Like I mean, even like season with episode 8. I'm not gonna lie. I thought that, I'm like, man, this preacher is a pretty good, nice guy.
I thought so too at the
and
beginning, and then you start seeing the cracks, and I'm like, oh
yeah,
boy.
like, here it
No,
comes. I'm like, here it comes.
I love that scene at the end where Ellie is killing the preacher, and you see all that fire. It's just like blind rage at the end.
Well, she was about to get absolutely
Well,
molested.
yeah,
So,
but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm just saying the blind rage of him getting killed due to that. I
well,
thought it was good.
I love the trauma that she has too. Like this is not
They
his.
carried over
Yeah,
onto episode 9. You could see like she was changed after then.
yeah, she's
Yeah.
changed. Like
Yeah.
we all know that first off she's Ellie is a lesbian in the
Yeah.
show in the game,
Hmm.
but the fact that she was about to get like completely you know molested or whatever by this person is absolutely crazy. And it's like a lot of games and so forth for TV shows, it just happens, and then the next episode everybody's happy again.
Yeah,
Like
hunky dory.
yeah, hunky dory. It's like it wasn't a big deal. It's just a trauma. Like you can actually see that she changed as a person, and it's crazy because you see her. You see Joel, who went from the battle hardened, doing whatever after his daughter dies, he just kills. He kills who he needs to kill to survive, battle
Yeah.
hardened guy. And then you see Ellie, who is the lighthearted person, lift him up. But in like the last episode, everything switches. Joel's
Yep.
the one trying to be the lighthearted guy and trying to be there for Ellie. And Ellie's the one that is like, this world is evil. I'm scarred and trauma. So the switch in personalities was really good. I think they did that in a very good way.
I agree.
Yeah. So we have a comment from Gameface. He says, "I think the rebel civilians, the ones who overthrew Fedra, were scarier. They fought for freedom. They chose a dictator in Kathleen. That was in episode 3 or 4. I think it was 3.
5.
Kathleen.
5.
No.
Five.
That's when they were driving
were-
through, and then they got us.
Oh, it was episode 5.
5.
Yep.
Ambushed.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
was. Yep, you're right. Episode 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it is kind of crazy though. That these civilians, like, I mean, Kathleen wasn't. I think, like they were saying in the show, Kathleen wasn't she wasn't that person in the past. She and even my wife was like, she's like, why did they pick? She literally asked me. She's like,
I was thinking that.
why did they pick her? Like, she doesn't seem like she seems like a little busy homebody.
She seems like a cat,
Karen.
a little
I'm just
bit.
saying.
Yeah,
It's not a bad word.
Yeah, she seems
On here, I don't know, but
yeah, she
She seemed like a Karen. Yeah.
yeah, she
yeah.
seems like Karen.
Like she should be the person who the soccer mom persona.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, everything's fine, living my great life. I told my wife, was like, just wait. And then when she killed the doctor, when she asked like, does anybody need a doctor? They're like, no, they're all dead. And she just went in and shot the doctor and killed him. I'm like, that's why they picked her. She's slightly unhinged. No, I agree. Like
Very unhinged, just motivated by revenge, basically.
Yeah, her brother's
Not
death.
seeing like the grand scope of things where a doctor is basically indispensable. You know what I mean?
Well, her and Joel have something in common. Hi-yo. Like Joel
That's true.
Joel doesn't give a shit if you're a doctor, a nurse.
He didn't give a shit there was going to be a cure.
He doesn't give a
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Joel was like, "Fuck yeah, save
Well,
the world,
worse than
save
yeah.
or my pretty much adopted child. Yeah, fuck the world." Okay, so I'm gonna ask you guys a question. I'm gonna ask you guys, what do you guys think Joel's decision was the right one? Assuming that
No.
the surgery would have went well and Ellie could have saved the world. What would you guys?
What do you
think?
mean went well though? I thought it was like a death surgery.
Well,
Basically.
no, I'm saying well as in they actually.
No, she was going to die, but there was a chance of a cure.
I haven't played the second game, but I definitely, the way that the show ends, and I believe that the game ends in the same way, where the ambiguous conversation between the two, where he lies to her, and the way it ends is really nice. I think that, and I haven't played the second game, so I don't know, but I'm sure Ellie, having grown up in the horror of this world, and seemingly she likes the world that she never saw, the before world, kind of like she likes things from it. So I
Yeah.
imagine
Like a dream.
she would want that cure to come to fruition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well,
he
even
took that from
what's her
her
name?
for
The
selfish
one
reasons.
Firefly said the same thing,
Marlene.
that Ellie would have chosen to submit herself to the surgery
Yeah, I think so.
or to be lobotomized, basically. Yeah.
No, I think well, lobotomized. I think it would have killed it because I think you can still live from a lobotomy, right?
You
Yeah.
could still,
That's right.
so,
Yeah. Vivisection. I forgot what the hell it's called, but yeah, you're right. They would have killed her.
They would have killed her. So
There was no ifs, ands, or about it. Yeah.
yeah. So at the end of the day, but there's no guarantee that it would have
it would have
actually
worked.
occurred. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was.
There's no guarantee, but it was a better
their
chance
best
than
shot.
nothing.
It's the best shot.
It's
Yeah,
the best shot.
It's
Yeah.
nothing or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
But
Yeah.
it also sucks too to love and dream of a world that you've never grown up in, never experienced, but always wanted to, and you have a cure in your brain to have that world come to life, but can't experience it yourself.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. Selfless act.
It sucks.
Yeah,
but
it's a selfless. It's a selfless sacrifice if she would have done that. If I was Joel, I would have done the same thing.
I would have done the exact same
yeah,
thing. So let
I would have
me
done the
say this.
same.
I would have done the exact same thing as Joel, but I still don't think it was the right choice. But I would have done the exact same thing.
Yeah, I would not have killed all of them. I would have killed all the fireflies.
He had to though.
No, I would kill
Yeah.
the fireflies, but I would have had her wake up and tell her the truth of what was going to happen. Then she can make the decision if she wants to. Joel didn't give her a decision; he made the decision for her. So at that point, he was just kind of like, "Hey, I'm going to make. I want to keep my daughter pretty much and not tell her the truth." That's the only difference I would have done.
But like what most parents do, they lie to their kids.
Well, it's not about that. It's
them.
he couldn't move on from his daughter dying, and now he finds someone to fill in that slot.
Yeah,
and he's not gonna let that go, no matter what.
He's not.
Yeah,
because he finally has that missing part of his life back.
Well, yeah, because I mean, with Tess being dead now. He has Tommy still, but I mean, ultimately, he has nothing to live for anymore. So he found he found a person.
He was missing the daughter, basically.
Yeah,
which is basically his whole thing.
Yeah, he found somebody to live for at this point. So
yeah,
that makes sense, 100%. It's a tough decision. Like
there's right before they get captured, he tells the story of how he got the scar on his head.
Yes,
and that's when you learn that he shot himself, but he was bad at it.
Yeah.
And then he talks about reasons to live in the world, and he says now he has one or something to that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I agree with Creamcast. It's a purpose that he's missing, that he's redeveloped, that he never got to experience. So it is selfish. It is selfish.
Very selfish.
But
extremely selfish. Yeah.
I think we all agree that she would have wanted a different, had she known, I think she would have volunteered for this.
Yeah.
Well, she even said it. She's like, we've been through all this for,
Now, let me ask
we can't go back.
Let me ask the chat here. Now, let's say our very own Ellie at Underground has cordyceps.
I'm more of a Joel.
Oh, she's going straight to the operating.
I'm more of a Joel.
Hold on now.
I'm more of a Joel.
Hold on now, for God's sake.
I'm more of a Joel.
Oh no, he's dead.
All right, quiet. All right, quiet. Our precious Ed Underground, who we love in the same way Joel loves Ellie.
Yes.
Now, what would you do if some doctor said the same thing and Ed Underground's on the gurney? Would we go Joel to say that?
Why do you want me on a gurney?
I already told you. I would ask the doctor, do you need me to hold him down?
Yeah.
Or, is there anything I can do to make this process speedy?
Speed it up. Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys want a real answer or do you guys want a joke answer?
Of course. You are the parental figure here. We need
Which one you want?
I'm the Joel.
Quiet, Ed,
I'm
please.
the Joel.
Do you want the
here.
real answer or the joke answer?
Can we get both, please?
Okay, so
I'm
the real answer is I would have probably, I was like, doctor, can you cut off his limbs first so make sure he can't run? Start with the legs and then go to the arms, and then we just give him a tourniquet, keep it pushing.
As your father. as your father,
I would have just hold him
Quiet,
down.
Ed.
Yeah.
You're asking for a glove
I'm
slap, please.
Joe
Yes.
here.
And to be honest,
You can't hear what you can't see.
he wouldn't even
All
need
right.
he wouldn't even need anesthesia. I would knock him out my damn self. I would I would just came up and
As
cold
your
cocked him.
father,
So,
I would not allow that surgery to happen to you. I would save you.
But the joke answer would be I would save him. So
So the first one was the real answer.
yeah. So the
All
joke
right.
answer, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like we have a general consensus here that
Mhm.
you know you would have to be sacrificed for the greater good. We love you, but
Now,
I know
Ed,
the Joker here.
I
let
want
me.
to play that sweet Mortal Kombat and
Oh, yeah.
Mortal Kombat or Ed. I don't
Ed,
know.
come on. That's basically your story. You were playing Mortal Kombat in the arcade.
That is
No,
your
it was
story.
not.
Yes,
Come
it
on.
was.
You are
I was
Ellie.
playing
You
Killer
are Ellie.
Instinct. I was playing Killer
Sure,
Instinct.
Not in the
No,
arcade,
Killer Instinct
because
was not
as
in
we all
there.
know, you get your ass handed to you in the
Killer
arcade.
Instinct was not in that game.
Yeah,
Not a TV series.
we have two masters of Killer Instinct here right now, a Dark Side
Well,
Me?
and myself.
arcade.
Arcade.
Yeah.
The,
I'm undefeated in the arcade.
The
You're
most
arcade.
prestige.
I'm currently
of
undefeated,
the two.
and I'm undefeated in console right now.
You lost a console. What are you talking about?
Yeah,
I got the videos for it.
Yeah,
I got
I lost
evidence.
initially,
I got
but
receipts.
I won the last match, so therefore I'm undefeated.
You
at the
did
moment.
not.
So
I have receipts. I have
whoever
video
wins
clips.
as per your rules, that whoever wins the last match is the one
Is the
the
winner.
winner.
And that's this guy.
Yeah.
Because basically, as soon as you win the match, you just call it quits.
Yeah,
Go home.
you start unplugging all your stuff.
Yeah, you gotta go.
This guy.
Gotta go, guys. Like, remember
So
that
that
time?
means I'm undefeated against Mark then.
Sure. I mean,
How dare you say his name?
he's I mean, right now he's undefeated in life. I mean, he's off somewhere, drinking Cokes or Pepsis, whatever, pissing pure carbonation at the moment.
He makes a Coke.
He makes a Coke. I mean, God, that guy.
The drink.
Yeah, that poor guy. But no, I mean,
I would say that even if whatever. Like,
okay, so we have a few comments.
undefeated.
So GameFace says, but they didn't run tests and try other milder solutions. Nah, man, we can't just go out like that. He said no parent will just allow it to go down that way.
Yeah, I'll agree with him. Like, I mean, they arrived, these doctors are rushing it big time, and I know the world's pretty crappy right now, but can you, like, Joe passed out and he came to, and they're like, look, we did a whole bunch of tests. Even current technology is not that fast, much less the post-apocalypse where they did all the tests, and they're like, oh, it's the only way, we got to chop her head off.
Maybe they're talking about tests previously done to that with Ellie's blood. Not at that moment. Maybe that's what she was referring to.
Maybe. Well, maybe they already had the test done and they already arrived at this.
There's a real life example. There was some woman where they basically had to like literally open her up and grab her cells in order to make a cure. I forgot what it was for.
That's why Henrietta Lacks. Black woman.
Yeah.
She has
the without her consent or anything.
Yeah.
And basically it's the only reason we have like a lot of like medical breakthroughs. Yeah. Because of her suffering. So that's what I'm saying. It's not uncommon for it to happen.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, Henrietta Lacks, black woman. She got her cells used. They found out that I forgot what disease it was, that she was immune to it, or she had antibodies against it, which was extremely rare. They ended up using her cells, replicating them now throughout history. And yeah, she's been the reason why a lot of the cures and diseases that we have been getting cured, they've been testing against her cells, and they call her cells immortal cells because they've been using it for like the past I would say maybe like 60, 70 years. They'll be using her cells for this. So, yeah.
Did she live through that? No? Okay.
No, I think she died. I think they got her cells and then she died. Or no, she died and they got her cells and then they've been using it. And the family's been suing pretty much.
They didn't ask for like permission or anything.
Big Pharma,
nothing.
Yeah, they didn't ask for no permission. So like she's literally been, they've been using her cells for all these years for cures and so forth without the permission of her family or her family. So they've been trying to sue for that for a very, very long time. Next comment from GameFace. Ellie is not a normal kid, but she's not mature enough to make that call on her own. Parents have to protect kids until they can decide. She needs to live more before she can choose to check out. Yeah, I kind of.
But
This is a
But also
post-apocalyptic
we're
world.
I know that's what I was gonna say. In that world, like right now, we're fairly safe that we're gonna wake up tomorrow, and go to our jobs and things like that, unless we have some kind of health complication or something weird. In the world that The Last of Us exists in, there's no guarantee tomorrow. There's no real time to like
True,
waste.
true. That's their like we're talking about. This is why I going back to what I said about why I
True.
like the humans of this future world where they're more desperate and you can kind of see their ideology. You said it right. There's no time to waste. They've seen it. It's a
Yeah, it's
nightmare that
30,
they lived
30
in.
years at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, but it does not excuse the giving her. I mean, she never knew. She never knew.
Yeah,
You know what
she
I
did
mean?
no,
not
I,
know.
I mean,
Give,
look,
I get they strap her down,
I
like they give her the choice, and
yeah,
there was a scene where they gave her the choice and she said no, and then they're like, "I'm sorry, we're gonna do it anyways." Different
yeah,
story, but it feels like it goes back to like consent, and it goes back to like
yeah,
you said,
but we're thinking about things about consent and everything in era and in a place like right now where we live in,
true.
where
I
it's
know what you're
something that
saying.
is available. But let's say when you go to like a war torn country or somewhere where there's like literally no law, you there's no such thing. Nobody has time to ask for consent. Nobody
Yeah,
has time to respect people's boundaries and things like that. They're just trying
but
to basically make
I
do
I
with what
agree.
they have.
I agree with you, but I think there was enough. Like I don't know. It's
I
like
think there's enough of Joel being a parent that he, like, for instance, Joel wouldn't let her use a gun because there's one episode where he had felt he did not want her to experience that life until, being older. So he actually took the gun away from her. If you guys remember that scene.
Yes.
mhm.
So it wasn't until like, oh, you've actually killed someone before. Like, okay, here you go. Then here's the gun. You're not holding it right though. Let me, help you out.
Mhm.
But prior to that, because she was younger, not mature enough, he took that gun away from her. He still had that parental morality,
You say
if that's a
he's
word.
still trying to preserve innocence, and he's still trying to
Yeah,
preserve. So that yeah, I kind
in
of
a
see
torn
where
up world.
Ed is. It yeah,
No,
I kind of see
I know.
where you're coming from.
I guess nobody's really understanding me.
I no, I get
I'm
what you're
not
saying
saying
too.
I'm not saying that what Joel did was wrong. I would have done the exact same thing as Joel. I would have gone in there, killed everyone, gotten Ellie. Obviously, that's what I would have done. What I'm saying though is they exist in a world where that's not the normal. Okay, they exist in a world where you basically have to like kill. They opened the series by killing a kid because he was infected. They injected him with that thing. Remember the kid with the green sneakers? So that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. This is a world that we're in a comfortable, personally right now, in a comfortable place. There's nothing really going on. They exist in a completely different world where that is not the normal for everyone outside, except maybe them two in that small community that was out in the middle of nowhere.
yeah,
Right.
I agree. I agree with you. I agree with you that they're they don't have time. They don't have time. You know, what I mean, this is like the shred of hope, the most shred of hope they've ever seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I
Humanity
get
is
it.
pretty much going extinct. Um.
Yes.
So I mean, let me ask you guys a question. This is more a philosophical question. Um. So this is a question I heard before, even prior to this conversation. It was another Green Turner. Me and him have discussed this in the past of debates, YouTube channels that we have listened to in the past,
Hmm.
and how they queue up certain prompts to figure out, like, morally, like, argue where you're at morally. So one of the questions I remember someone asking is that if you knew that by killing a stranger, that by killing
Oh
the
boy.
stranger you could save 10,000 people,
Hmm.
does the right of that one person over override the autonomy of that person? So this person doesn't have a choice that you're going to kill. So does the autonomy and the right of that person to live outweigh the benefit of these 10,000 people living? And people were going back and forth on this, saying like, hey, just because that one person might be able to save one life, that person still has autonomy. So at the end of the day, that person should be has just as much of a right to live as those 10,000 people. So at that point, are you willing to override the rights of one to save the lives of others? And there was arguments for both, and I think that with, like, depending on the situation, like if we're not even changing it, if it's men or women that you're saving or just children that you're saving, what would you do? And I feel like this is kind of the same prompt that that happened in this, is that does the right of Ellie to live, her autonomy, override the possible extinction of the human race?
The
And
human race, yeah.
yeah, I would say, I mean, it's a rough choice, but I would say that the life of, even though I wouldn't do it for my own child, but we're not saying this is my, like Joel, he's obviously adopted Ellie as his kid now, but
Yeah.
step outside of Joel and step outside as a parent.
Logically, we're speaking of a logic.
Yeah, logic. What would you guys do? Would you guys sacrifice the one person to save the 10,000?
Would I sacrifice Ed to save 10,000?
Well,
yeah, I mean, why are we waiting
I'm
for?
not your child.
Let's just give up.
I'm the father
right
here.
Now. No,
So,
I mean, look.
I think
no,
Spock said it best in Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, where he said, "The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few."
Yes.
Yeah, no, when it boils down to that, I guess it depends on the certainty of what you're talking about, right? If you're talking about, like the ambiguity of this cure is the question, but I guess the possibility of hope in a very dismal world supersedes that, that it increases the odds in your mind that something will happen. So
the Firefly lady said that they lost basically almost their whole troop getting to the hospital.
Yeah.
That's what kind of future they're living in.
Yeah,
where well-armed soldiers can't make it through.
Yeah, a fifth of them survived, or
so they needed some Gotham Knights teenagers.
Oh, they sure did.
Yeah,
people like
hacking doors and everything.
Yeah, they'd be all over the place.
Yeah. So so answer the question though, Darkseid. What would you say? What would you say?
Yeah, no, I mean logically, like I said, Spock's right. The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Like I mean,
logically, of course,
and that's not in a post-apocalyptic hellscape. So to give hope, just the idea of hope, much less an actual cure, the lie of hope is more powerful in that universe and world than an actual not the actual cure.
Okay,
but,
Bane.
I wouldn't say it was a lie of hope. I would say it's the potential.
I'm saying it is a potential. Yeah,
the potential of that cure has enough power to sway your answer, even though if you don't know the uncertainty of that. So you're talking about in that world with all the stuff we talked about, the sacrifices that are being made. Yeah, in that world, it makes a pretty clear example that, it would be worth it for her to undergo that to get a potential cure.
Okay. Ed Underground, what about you?
If it was my child, or
no, we're saying
no, just
the one to kill the one to save the many.
Just any one to save the many.
Yeah,
it wasn't your child or anything, but if you were to say, "Hey, this person has
Let's
to,"
say a random person,
their death, is going to save if you press a button or millions of lives.
Yeah, if you could press a button, and the person you would kill a person, indiscriminately to save the lives of 10,000 people.
Did you guys ever see the movie The Button?
No.
Yeah.
But no, I know the premise.
I started it. I never finished it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is that the one that they hit it, they get $10 million?
No, if they hit it, your wildest dream will come true. But you will kill one person in the world.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
Now here's the other thing too. Would it have to be my choice or their choice?
No, they don't get a choice. That's the whole point.
They don't get a choice.
They
don't
get a choice.
Discriminate.
So that's why.
Yeah.
So
you are making the choice.
So let me prompt you. Tell you the prompt.
Okay, no, I have my answer. Since it would not be their choice, then I would have to say, no, save that person's life because it's not my choice.
No, it's your choice.
Respectable.
But that's what I'm saying.
You say, because it's not.
He said that he wouldn't feel comfortable making the choice for that person.
Yeah, because it's not their choice. It would have to be my choice. I don't want someone else's life in my hands if it was my choice.
Okay.
Now I can flip that in a lot of ways with a particular person who died and rose again 3 days later. That was his choice. That's a whole different story. Saved the entire world. Blah blah blah.
Goku.
Because that
Batman?
person's choice. Yes,
Goku?
sure,
I
He-Man.
think it's
Goku.
about
Sure,
Superman.
Goku.
I think it's
sure,
about
I thought it was
Superman.
Goku because
Oh!
Goku did
Yeah, you guys
die
don't
for a little
remember-
bit and came back.
But if you have Dragon Balls, then it doesn't really matter. This is why you could always just resurrect again and again.
Anyways,
Well,
because
it
it's
depends.
not
If
my
it's the
choice,
Earth-
then I have to say
If it's the
no.
Earth one, you can only get resurrected once. If it's the Namek one, you can get, I think, resurrected many times, unlimited times. Or if you have the Super Dragon Balls, then you can obviously get resurrected.
Do anything you want.
There are Super Dragon Balls?
Of
Oh
course, there's
God!
Super
Where
Dragon
you've been living
Balls.
under a rock?
So
yes.
listen,
Yeah, you
no,
nerd, you
I'm only
loser.
familiar with Dragon Ball Z. So wait, is it like a super dragon then?
Yeah,
There's
this is super-
no Dragon Balls as size of a planet.
Yeah.
But can
How do you
Jesus
collect
go
Dragon Balls
Super
the size of a
Saiyan
planet?
4 though?
Yeah. Obviously,
He can go 4?
He can go
Wait,
for
what?
it. He
Can
actually,
Jesus go
Jesus.
Super Saiyan 4?
Can
Is
who?
the question.
I'm sorry. He
Jesus.
went.
Jesus.
He went Super Saiyan God actually. So
Hmm.
back down, sir. Back down.
Anyways, it would
You're
Now
not be my
does his
choice.
hair turn spiky and blonde?
But does he get the red fur?
Hmm.
That is the question.
If you want to believe that, sure. So, anyways,
I mean,
because it's
there's
not
a-
my
there's a white
choice.
Jesus. So.
I mean, because it's not that person's choice, then I have to say no.
Ed actually here is
Okay.
making a really like thoughtful response for shitting all over.
Yeah, we're talking about Super Saiyan 4 Jesus.
Ed, but
Yeah.
make the comparison again. Make the comparison again.
Salvation.
Why you said that? Say it again.
Water into
The
wine.
comparison? Oh, because that was Jesus's choice
Mhm.
to die for everyone and
Right.
But
But
so-
if it's
Yeah, that
not,
was his
sometimes
but if you have the ability to choose for, let's say, millions of
Then-
people to live,
because that's that person's life.
you
in a
will make
way-
that choice.
In a way, that'll be kind of controlling and almost not manipulative, but controlling. That I'm using someone else's life who knows or doesn't know that they're about to be killed for this reason. I would not feel comfortable with that. That's going against their will.
All right, well, let's put it into no, hey, it's respectable. But if you were to put it into this, if you could kill someone to save humanity,
I just gave
not
you an
just
answer.
10,000 people, humanity,
He just said he wouldn't do it.
All
I
of
just
gave you an
humanity.
all
No.
of humanity.
Ed's resolute.
I just gave you an answer.
That's a fuck humanity. It's-
So you would doom everyone.
This
Because
is
you
why.
wouldn't wanna
This
make
is
that
why
choice.
religion has done a number on the world and humanity.
I hold on. I agree.
ideology.
Religion. I think religion does a lot of harm. Thankfully, I'm not religious. Thankfully, Jesus isn't religious either.
Yeah, thankfully.
Boom. Anyways,
No, I wasn't
Right.
even going to
Right.
whatever.
someone
but
else
I'm
was.
saying.
You were. Someone else was. But
No,
anyways,
that's fine. Look, it's respectable. That's how it feels. That's fine.
hey, that's their
Yeah.
life. Let them live the life the way they want to live.
Game Face agrees with you.
There you go.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Mhm.
In this idealistic
Thank you.
world, they agree with it.
I know
that's
where
fine.
everything is made out of cotton candy and fucking sparkles and unicorns roam the sky.
Yeah, it's funny because someone counter argued with like, okay, let's say this is going on the deep end, and they've made jokes about it as well in certain Marvel movies. If you could go back in time, and if you could kill baby Hitler, right?
Yeah.
And
Oh, God.
to save just in the Nazi reign, this and the other. Nazi,
So okay,
Would you-
I've been in this boat before. You got to be more specific because I've had this argument with many people. How much time do I have in the past?
Because you could literally just give him
Because
to
I-
another
I
family
literally have
and
an
alter
answer.
his course.
No.
Yeah.
I would drop him off. I would steal the baby and drop him off at, get this, Jewish orphanage.
sure.
That was my answer.
okay.
Drop him,
okay.
steal the baby, drop him off at Jewish orphanage.
Fine. Let's say young Hitler, right? He's about to start off the Nazi party. Like this is he's having like the initial thoughts. He's an adult. You could kill him, knowing that he was going to
Baby or
do
young
genocide.
Hitler? Be specific.
Okay, let's say young Hitler.
College. Okay, let's say
Col-
college Hitler. When he was
college
really
Hitler.
starting to get his
He's-
groove on.
Yeah, he's
Ah,
getting
he's
his groove.
cool though. He's an artist.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're
He's
going
an
down.
artist.
We're going down. Going down the Kanye.
Oh, wait,
He's
hold
got
on,
his
hold on,
bell-bottom
hold on,
pants.
hold on,
Yep.
hold on.
He's
All
over
right,
there
all right.
painting.
You
here's the-
cannot. He didn't do anything at this
Yeah.
point. He's an artist. At this point, he's an artist. He's got some crazy opinions, but he's not. He's not full on over the edge.
Guys, I'm sorry. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and skip this topic. Yeah, we already got.
Should ask Kanye this.
I've the
Yes,
baby Hitler question has come up a lot, and I've argued a lot with people. And I think it really depends on how much time you have. Now, if you have somebody said you only have 10 seconds, you pop into his bedroom at 10 seconds, I would just.
I mean,
you know,
sure.
Yeah.
But the thing is that people. Okay, so when usually we're prompted with this. I don't want to spend too much time on this because we're running almost 3 hours at this point. But prompting with this is that people usually think of it in the sense of history is set in stone. You cannot change history. So no matter if you put them in an orphanage, the outcome is still going to be the same. The only way you can stop this from happening is that you have to ignore his autonomy and say, hey, I'm going to take your life just the same. What would you do at that point?
You just said history set in stone.
Right. So the only way to get rid of him.
So it's going to happen no matter what. Even if you pointed a gun in his face.
No,
yeah,
point a gun. Yeah,
no.
Point a gun in his baby face.
Yeah,
no, hold on. If history is set in stone, no matter what you do, something, somehow, some way is going to stop you from attempting to do what you're trying to do. Like, for instance, if you put a gun in his 3-year-old face, something.
I thought it was a baby.
That was
Damn.
No. Something, somehow.
Specific.
Something. Yeah, a little bit.
You wait for him.
No.
You get there when he's a baby and you wait a full 3 years.
Something.
You confront him.
That's messed up at Underground. That's
something.
messed up.
If history is set in stone, something would happen that would stop you from doing it.
That would
Whether it
prevent
be
you from doing it.
a rock hitting you out of nowhere.
You're misinterpreting the whole
stroke.
Yeah.
You're totally
simplified
missing
here.
Yeah, you're totally missing the point.
But here's another thing too. If you do, now I'm not saying what he did was good. What he did was terrible, horrific. You stop him.
Thank you for clarifying that.
Something. I'm not trying to be a Kanye or anything like that. Something down the road is still going to happen because
He's dead.
Yeah, he's dead. But something.
That's what you think.
But something else might happen.
Right. Well,
okay,
we get into politics here. Fascism would probably rear its head in some way.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But you're still missing the point. That's not the point. The point is not that, another person will take his place. We're not saying that. We're saying that the history was set in stone, meaning that what Darkseid's saying. Darkseid is saying, well, I will just rehabilitate him somehow, some way. We're not. No. That ultimately he will still get to the same end goal. Only way to end World War II, World War I, World War II, Nazis, genocide, and so forth from happening is if you had to kill him. That's the only way. No matter what you did to change his history, that ultimately he's still going to come to the same point. What would you do? Would you be still willing to live up to your morals and values of saying, well, he has autonomy as a person, therefore until he commits these crimes, then we're not going to take his life? Or if you know that this is what's going to happen and you say, hey, I know in advance that this is going to happen, what would you do at that point? Would you still stick by your point?
I would stick by. I would do it, but the question is, which version of Hitler am I?
Oh, come on.
Killing? Yeah, I joked around.
It's the same person.
No, if it's a baby, I cannot physically.
I cannot do a baby.
I can't do that.
I
like
can't.
a baby's
That's
a
too
baby.
much.
Like if it's like a baby, I no way I'm doing it. If he's like a 5-year-old, no way I'm doing it. If he's if he's a young
teenager,
freshman, oh yeah, he's down. Teenager, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. He's not even like I might kill like 3 or 4 other ones just to be like,
just make sure the
teenager
to warm up.
Yeah, just a teenager. Oh my god, teenage Hitler. Screw that.
Okay, so no, the reason why I'm asking is because like I want to make sure that because the whole idea of are you willing to sacrifice one for the greater good of all? And it's like, okay, if you're willing to stick by that, how true would you be able to stick to that premise? Would you be able to stick to that if, let's say, Hitler was involved, or Saddam Hussein, or
it's not so much
Khan.
It's not so much the decision.
Well,
if it
was
having to do it. It's for me. It's having to do it. it's not so much the decision. The decision is yes, he's got to go, but you get to it and you see him in his crib and he's all adorable and cute. I can't physically do it. Right? Is anyone here say that they could physically kill a baby?
No,
this is, by the way, the last episode of the podcast. By the way,
I refuse to answer that question.
So that's a yes for Creamcast.
I'm not going to answer that question. Yes or no?
Hey, there's a lot of people tipping their hat towards you right now.
I know, they're like, this guy is the savior of the world for sure.
Yep.
So Gameface says regarding the Hitler conversation, you're saying that you're saying you have to wait until he has chosen to be evil. Same with Ellie. She has to be mature enough to really know what she's giving up. And I see that sentiment, absolutely. But the thing is that there is no guarantee. So are you willing to guarantee her, because she has an immunity, doesn't mean she's going to survive until she's mature enough to make that decision. Are you willing to risk that her maturity, let's say she's the only person in the world that's ever going to be immune to this. Are you willing to risk her being mature to make that decision versus her, with a certain level of certainty that she could possibly be the cure for the world today? And that's a hard question. And if you remove yourself out of the parent role, I think the answer. I think the answer.
Gameface is thinking about it too much from like a parental. What's it called? From a parental view.
Okay. Wait. Gameface had another comment. Take religion out of it. I can impose my will on another. My life isn't more valuable than another's where they should die unwillingly for me. I'm not saying unwillingly for you. That's not
just for you. It's for everybody.
For everybody. This is not just for you. This is the weight of the world. So
it'll be for him too.
Yeah, it'll be for him too. But the original pose that what I proposed.
It's not about just saving yourself. It's about saving everyone.
Everyone.
I agree with that. Yeah.
I think everybody's thinking idealistically.
I think that's what it is.
I guarantee that if you had to choose between saving yourself versus, like, let's say if you had to kill someone to save your loved one, because your loved one is part of that world. If you had to save your loved one, let's say you had to save your mother, your brother, blah, 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 knowing that if you put on the burden yourself of taking out a person who you don't know, to taking out that person to save your loved ones, I guarantee almost undeniably that every single one of you would make that decision to be like, all right, I'll take the burden on. I would do what I need to do to save my loved ones. Now, that's just what it is. Now, and I start the whole pros of, hey, everybody, this is an unknown person. You're saving unknown people. You don't know these people. But I think it would change 100% if these people, if you realize that out of that 10,000, those people were your family and friends, would you do that to save their lives? And I think most people would. Now, I don't think that's evil. I think that when given that situation in that environment, it's easy to say in this world where we're sitting comfy watching Twitch and us sitting in our chairs, streaming, that we will say idealistically like, oh yeah, I would never do that. But I think if the real world, like if we lived in a world like that, I think most people would be like, all right, cool. Like,
a world where basically children are dying, getting killed, turning into little fucking monsters, where people are eating each other. I mean, it's a completely different world.
All this needs is a 1-800 number at the bottom of the screen and like sad music when you're saying this.
Well, if you guys,
tuner.
Yeah, I mean, this is I feel like this is a great conversation. I think this is awesome. The Last of Us really kind of gets you thinking about what would you do. Like I said, I think a lot of people have idealistic tendencies and thinking how they would respond, but I think with a true apocalyptic world that people might be a little bit differently. And you got to think about also the trauma that you would have gone through living in that
and
world.
Everyone's desensitized in those worlds pretty much.
There's a lot to weigh here. There's a lot to weigh.
And I think that this show does a good job like of making you think of like what would you do in this situation. Well, in Gameface, he had additional comment, which I totally disagree with. The value of life is equal. Skills are even 1 to 1 million. I don't believe that whatsoever. Killing one to save the million, I don't think is equal. But I mean, hey, you're entitled to your opinion, of course. It's idealistic.
It's good. It's good that he asked those questions too, because it gives us more to talk about.
Oh, no,
it's good to have the dissenting
absolutely.
opinions.
I'm not saying his opinion.
Yeah.
I disagree with him. I don't say his opinion is necessarily
Oh
wrong.
no, yeah, I disagree with
I
it too. But
I
no, you're right.
disagree with it.
It is good. It is good that it also is on that boat as well.
Yeah, no. I mean, you have to, these hypothetical and theoretical situations. You got to have balances on both sides of. I mean, somebody's gonna have to eventually pull the trigger one way or the other in these type of worlds where like Joel pulled the trigger to protect Ellie, but at the same time, Marlene was willing to pull the trigger to kill Ellie as well.
You know what reminds me of? Thanos.
But that whole, I'm not gonna lie, I have a kind of a problem with the whole Thanos thing. I feel like that was a kind of a stupid thing of him trying to save the galaxy or the universe by we're over consuming this, that, and the other. With
I think the whole point of Thanos's decision was because there was a celestial inside the Earth.
Well, that's never been confirmed, and at least in the MCU. So his idea of sticking to his initial idea of the universe is being overcrowded is kind of just like dumb. Like killing half the universe's population.
You can easily produce more
resources.
Well, yeah, look at
resources for everybody.
Yeah, look at Ant-Man. Ant-Man, and the Wasp. She was making giant fruit to take up to compensate for a growing population. So there could have been solutions, absolutely. And the fact that they didn't, Thanos didn't talk to, like, he would have talked to Ant-Man first. He'd be like, you know what? I actually don't need a snap.
Thanos, and I think we talked about this. Thanos is
to teach.
It's not so much as resources. He's basically an immortal being, so he's seen how beings treat each other. So I don't know. He's coming at it from also his background about like his species was wiped out, or it's more than just resources. I think he just feels people are unfit for the gift of life, and also in the comics there's like death is a big part of the comic, but it's not in the movie. So
did for death.
But I don't know. No, I can see what you're saying though. I think that it more has to do with Thanos's
intention.
No, his view of, like, he's seen so much of the universe and the world.
He's seen what happens when people get too they overconsume and overindulge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to be the Kanye for Thanos in a second here.
Oh nope, we're about to get off. So,
All right, let's go.
Okay,
some of his ideas were good. I'm just
all
saying.
right, last comment from Gayface. Again, he says, I can't sacrifice my humanity to save humanity. If you do so, you lose what you were fighting for, in my opinion. This is a great conversation. Yeah, my only pushback to that is that ultimately there are people out there that have to make the tough decisions, and some people won't do that. And I totally understand. Like, some people like you and the Egg Underground wouldn't make that decision. But there will be people like us who would justify losing our humanity to do so. So I think, like, in both regards, like, even if you didn't want to do that and we did, that's where the balances come from. Now at that certain point, then we can propose this for another conversation. This is just something for you guys to think on. Would you be willing to kill the person who's willing to kill the one for the 1 million? Would you be able to, if you knew that I was willing to do that, would you be willing to stop me from doing that? So now that you know my intent and know that a person like myself was willing to kill somebody to save 1 million people, would you have the justification then at that point to take out that person? And ultimately, would you be hypocritical at the end of the day of taking a life? Because life is precious. So would you, if you knew the only way to stop somebody like me or Green Tuner was to take us out, would you be able to do so?
Oh, he went mute.
Well, I think that's Twitch telling us to, like, wrap it up.
Here. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to talk about.
Still mute.
I don't want to.
Oh yeah, it's still mute. Okay.
So let me talk to my son, my boy.
All right.
I'm not.
Would you kill someone who?
Oh, now you're on.
Yeah, okay. It was just my mic was messing up for some reason. But I don't know if you guys heard my whole pros, but either way.
Nah, it's okay. All right.
Yeah, we go ahead and stop. Yeah, we go ahead and say something. You can stop it now. Anywho, all right, guys, that's been real. Hey, let's go ahead and take us out. And
we gotta assign blurries here.
Friend. Do we not?
Oh shit! Okay.
Really quick.
10
blurries.
All right, 9 out of 10 for me.
9.5 for me.
Ed?
I would give it a 9.5.
9.5.
Blur.
Season
Alright.
1.
9.5.
Season 1, universally liked by all of us. Well
Yeah.
done.
Yes.
HBO.
We're
Great show.
yeah, we're really breaking the mold from what other people say. Everybody loves the show. Like, oh, we love it too. Like we're so special. All right, guys, that's it for us for tonight. Ed Underground,
All
go
right.
ahead and take
us out.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it has been episode 79 of the Blurred Podcast. You can hear us on all streaming platforms: Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Music, any big major platforms, we're on it. And also catch us live and talk with us here on twitch.tv. On Twitch at the Blur Podcast.
What the Twitch.tv/the Blur Podcast?
Yes,
We have the-
twitch.tv/Blur Podcast.
Twitch.tv/.
Do you know if it's / or /?
/.
Good job. I'm so proud of you, Ed. All right. Until
Blur you
next
later.
Yeah, until next time,
Blur you
guys.
later.
Blur you later.
Blur you later.
Until next time.